Well,
going live.
You can set it to automatically unlist the live replay as soon as the stream ends.
Yes, you can, which is handy.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Which
so if
is...
you purely want to run a channel as a stream, effectively.
Yeah, I mean, you can just not have it record as well. But yeah, saving
Which stops people doing catch-up during the stream, though, I'd imagine.
Oh, yes, that's a good point. Yeah. Yes.
Just something that annoys me about Twitch. I can't come into a stream like 15 minutes late, play the first 15 minutes at double speed, and then naturally just catch up like you can on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
So I've done that a lot on YouTube streams. I've been late by, say, 40 minutes or something. I've just been like, double speed.
See, I've always thought, why would you want to catch up while the stream is still happening? At that point, you may as well just do something else and watch the VOD later. However, you could watch at double speed and literally catch up. Yeah. Cool. Hello, by the way, everyone. How y'all doing?
Good afternoon.
What's up, Noah? What's up, Chris? How's it going? And Jason Dale, Tyrion, Mr. Molex. I should have read these names in order. Everyone else as well. Hello there. Right. I'm crashing, so I'm drinking the coffee. I'll be with you guys shortly. We kind of... Oh, yeah, it's right on the money. It's 15:45. We're on time. So, yeah, we've been waiting.
I'm sure you're wondering why I've all invited you here today.
We're here because we care.
Good evening. Wait, hold on. Anyway...
You don't like comments that are 15 to 30 minutes out of sync? Oh, yeah, it could be. Oh, well. Just been cleaning cat pee from a hair blow dryer in a second bathroom sink. Lovely. I love it.
What?
Love it when that happens. GPUs are in stock. Are they? What GPUs are in stock? That's bad for me because I've got... yes, there is a little bit of background music. It shouldn't be muffling the audio.
That is not even the thing I meant to look at. That's the thing I meant to look at. There's no Founders Editions in stock of NVIDIA cards, therefore I do not care.
Yeah.
So yes, I am
I'm
bothered.
You're not going to fire us all on stream like that one guy did. I saw that on the Philip DeFranco show.
What? Can someone fill me in?
Some guy at some company, he runs a big company, and they had to do a bunch of layoffs, and basically there were 900 people on this Zoom call from the meeting, and the CEO is speaking, and he's like sort of, this is very hard, and I hope I won't cry like I did last time when this happens, but unfortunately we're having to let 15% of our workforce go. If you're on this call, you're one of the unlucky ones. And so immediately, just like sort of 900 people in the call, it's like, fuck you, because he's doing the whole show. It's like, this is very hard for me to do, and it was just like, I mean, it's kind of hard to lay off people, I guess, but I don't know. It was one of those ones where it was just, it was one of those things where it just felt like crocodile tears, But I don't know. It wasn't that big of a deal.
It would be particularly poor if he that year was also taking a 15% or 50% bonus or something.
Yeah, probably was, to be honest. I think there's a bit more to it than that. Or like the company, they were laying off workforce first, but they weren't exactly doing bad for themselves or something. I don't know, but that's the way it be with a lot of stuff. Activision. So, but yeah. Oh well. 3090s and 6900 XTs only. Yeah, that sounds about right. The absolute
sitting in stock. Yeah, the 6900 XTs have been sitting in stock reasonably consistently.
Yeah, the absolute top end cards generally hold stock just because they're up at like £1,400-1,500. So obviously people are not rushing out to buy those because they're very expensive.
Yeah.
So yes.
Sadly, last time I looked, none of the 6900 XTX ones were in stock. So I was just like, whatever.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Although actually, if anyone does want graphics cards, make sure you check out the Discord after the weekend, because I'm selling a 6600 XT and a 3060 and also a 16. No, the 1660 Super is going on eBay because I'm scalping that one. They're like £400. It's stupid not to sell it at that price. But yeah, I'm selling off some of the spare graphics cards I've got. Anyway, welcome in, everyone. Let's get started, shall we? I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a squeaky chair, and we're going to be standing up in a minute anyway. Yeah, and Call of Duty is still broken. You've been whinging about that for like a week, Noah. Have they still not fixed it? That's terrible, man. So yeah. Right. 3 empty AIO coolers. Yeah, well, we're about to find out what's in them. I've never disassembled an AIO before. Yeah, or a CCL, closed CLC, closed loop cooler. There's the one. Yeah. I was like, CCL, no, they're a box supply. Anyway, yeah, I've never taken one of these apart before, so I've got 2 that are definitely dead, and one that's kind of sort of dead. And we've been threatening to take these apart on this stream for a while, so we were like, let's take them apart and see if we can diagnose them. I've never tried refilling an AIO before. I've never tried doing any repairs to one. I haven't looked up online at all how to take these apart, so we're flying blind. You have refilled a Corsair before, haven't you?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Because
one of the ones that's apparently in one of my computers, I don't know which one. Probably this one, I would imagine. It's in the YouTube rig.
See, the reason why I did it is because I hadn't looked at the Corsair mounts and stuff, and I didn't realise for the Acertech things you did that.
Yeah.
So I undid all of the screws trying to work out how you undid it.
Oh no.
And then suddenly found water.
Sploosh.
I was just like, oh no.
That's not how that comes off. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this has gone very wrong.
Oof.
So yeah. That's how I did it, because I was attempting to change the mounting bracket.
Mm-hmm. Good grief. Okay, yes. Well, hopefully this goes a little bit better than that then. Let's get into it, I think, and we'll start as we go. So yes, what's up, DP? How you doing? Right, bring forth the container. This is probably waterproof. We should have just used the new one. Like, what's our plan for? Yeah. We had a bit lined up for this where this is just taped up, and
it's good enough.
I'm honestly not sure why we're rolling with this now when we could have just used the new one we've got. Anyway, let's go for it. So the easiest way involves some replacement tubing. Yeah, possibly. Did you get the freezer sorted? Not yet. We haven't looked at it yet. Haven't had time. Let's go to Benchcam and Camlink. There we go. So we'll retreat down there. And so here is the operation. Right. So my plan for this was to go in the same way that Caradog did, actually, and take off the cool plate, the cold plate. So my plan was just to start undoing screws and go in that way, and hopefully not mess with the tubing at all, is what I had in mind. How much water are we expecting to come out? We don't need a container to be this big, no. However, the idea of this one is the point of using a big thing like this is that we can just make a mess here and not spill out onto the bench anywhere. So that's the plan. I'm gonna grab some tools. Let's see. Going in with that. I tell you what. Let's grab the Proxon kit for this, I think. Okay, right. I'm going to wipe off that old thermal paste.
What, before you get it all over your hands?
Yeah. Because the first thing I will do is immediately put my thumb into that. So let's get ahead of that. Don't say coolant is water. Well, kind of.
I mean, it probably will be. It'll probably be 90.
Water plus additives.
It'll probably be 90%.
Yeah. So
actually, if it's an AIO, would it be higher? Would it be like 96% water, 97% water, and only a tiny bit of glycol?
Don't know.
Because obviously they don't expect the inside of someone's house to be minus Celsius. People tend to not live inside in -Celsius. They tend to, heat their properties.
True that, yes.
So I feel like, the temperature range they need to be more concerned about is the top end.
Right. Phillips number 1? Yeah, that fits well. All right. Let's do it. So I'm making this up as I go along. So if anyone starts cringing at this, going, "That's not how you do this," well, this is how we're going to try and do it. We're update available for Logitune. I hate it. Not a good time. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's in focus. All right. Here goes nothing. Right, should we take off the cold plate, or should we take off the outer ones first? What do you think? Heck.
Yes.
Now I can't get that off. What have you done? Am I just being a potato?
Probably.
Help me. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
What have you done?
What have you done? Okay, there we go. Anyway.
I'd start with the ones that appear to be in the cold plate and just see what happens.
Yeah, okay. We'll start from the inside and we'll work outwards.
The most interesting things will be under that.
Yeah. Right, here goes nothing. So we've got a lot of screws to undo now. Undo the little screws by the tubes and you can pull the fitting out with the tube. That's probably the correct way to do it. You're right. Yeah. Let's start there. I'm going to take the whole thing apart anyway, just because we've got 2 of these. And this is a dual-purpose project. Is A, we want to try and top it up and refill it, but B, I also just want to take one apart and learn more about what they're like inside. Which I know is probably, some people may have seen it, but I haven't. So I just want to have a look. Oh, there we go. That comes off.
Insert Starship Troopers GIF here. Desire to learn more intensifies.
Pretty much. What's that? Does that come out? Doesn't want to. Oh, I thought there might be a fill port there or something. Yeah, there are. How does that work then? And you can pull the fitting out with tube. Does that just pull out? Surely not. Oh, if the top bit comes off, it might do. How does the top shroud come out? I'm going to give that a bit of gentle persuasion and just see if that comes off.
I'm going to give that some gentle persuasion, grabs hammer.
Are you going to pop off? Oh, I'm not sure about that. No, I'm rapidly losing faith in that. No, I see screws on the back of that. I don't think that's the way forward. No, I tell you what, I'm going to carry on with this and then we'll figure that out.
Possibly become apparent from the other side.
Yeah, let's try going in from this side. So, these screws are, wow, these screws really want to strip. Like, this would be easier if I was holding it on a flat surface, but these guys really, really want to strip. So I'm going to be a little bit careful here. Normally when a screw wants to strip, it's because you're using the wrong head for it. But these honestly just look like really terrible screws, if I'm honest. Does a P0 fit that better? Although I think that head is already goosed anyway. No, P1 is definitely the way forward. I'm just going to check a P2 just for the lols. No, absolutely not. Yeah, that's the thing. When you strip heads, it's because you're using the wrong screwdriver 9 times out of 10. I'm just going to very, very carefully and very slowly open that one up. There we go. This first section isn't going to be terribly exciting. Normally I have the luxury of just being able to fast forward. Outside 4, not the copper ones. We're starting from the inside just because I want to see what happens if just the cold plate comes off. We're going to take them all out eventually.
Electric screwdriver goes whee.
Oh, electric screwdriver will just shred the head on this. Oh god, these are awful, man.
I had no problems with the Corsair ones.
Yeah, something. NZXT. Let's try the wearer. Oh, the wearer is doing better.
I was also, yes, using a wearer.
Yeah. I think the Proxon is a bit too big for this. Just the wearer's handle is a bit too small for the tightness of them. I'm having to struggle a lot. Hang on a minute. Can I do that so I can lean on the bottom? There we go. That's better. That makes my life easier.
I was just half expecting you to go through the bottom of the box there. No, my box! It's so carefully repaired.
It's incredibly valuable and irreplaceable.
Ignoring the fact that a replacement hath already been sought.
Oh, frickin' hell. I get the feeling that these aren't supposed to come out.
Well, certainly not by accident. I feel like that would be decidedly awkward.
There we go. This is not... There we go. Right. I was about to say, this isn't terribly entertaining as of yet. I was hoping to get a quicker start onto this and then be like, oh, okay, there we go. Now there's water gushing out of it. Now we're cruising. Right, hang on a sec. Let's break it with the Proxon and then... Oh, there we go. Okay. Whew.
Almost.
When you have screws that want to strip like this, the trick is to put your elbow into it. So, no anti-seize on those. Yeah. I get the feeling that sleeves are up, something's about to go down. Oh, that, yeah. You know I'm serious if I'm rolling up my sleeves. But also I'm expecting this to suddenly go everywhere in a minute.
With precisely those sounds.
Yes. Okay. Right. Here we go. How much do you want... What are your bets? Is there going to be nothing in it? We're just going to take it off and it'll just be dry.
I wouldn't put it
It'll
past
just be like sneeze, you know?
Based on the previous experience.
That's trying to come out. I'm not sure if this guy actually pops out. Oh, there it goes.
There we go. Oh no, there is moisture.
Yeah, there is some moisture. Huh, okay. I was expecting to see fin stack there, but obviously there's a little cover over there to protect that.
Yeah. Is it just a little, like, rubbery gasket?
Gasket? That's ghastly. Right, here we go. I'm going to pour this out and just see how much liquid comes out. Oh, there we go.
Okay, there is.
For a minute, I thought nothing was coming out. I genuinely thought it was empty then. I was like, how?
Oh, yeah, there you go. But it appears to be adhesed.
Do you reckon we can remove that and put it back on again?
It depends on how much you care about it being dead afterwards.
Well, that's the thing, is that if the fins are all gunked up and there's really poor flow across the fins, that's going to be causing a problem, isn't it? Because the issue we have with these is the pump is spinning, it's just not cooling. So that means there's either no water in there, and not a lot of liquid came out of there. I don't know how much they stored, but that wasn't much. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, by the time that's all on, that's on with an interference fit. And, like, that's just there just to guide the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a reasonably... Like, those are microfins, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Let's put that down. Let's stick that under the camera. So we've just peeled back this top bit there.
And all the black bits still on the copper will be something like silicon or something.
Yeah. I'm just going to gently encourage that the rest of the way off. There we go. Damn, those are really fine. Let's get the super close-up on that. Where is zoom? Manual focus. Oh,
With sound effects.
There we go. So there's the fin. So as you can see, they're really heckin' small. Those are crazy small. I wasn't expecting them to look like that. However, it's all orange in there. You know, there's a little bit of discoloration, but I don't think any of that is actually blocked. So yeah. Razor blade next time. Oh yeah, that would have been a good idea. That's fine. We have 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 of these. I would like to not kill it, but this is an explorer run. So fine, okay.
Do you have a semi-decent toothbrush?
I cleaned my toothbrushes, I'll have you know. I ultrasonicked them. So yes, they are now clean.
Excellent.
See? Let's
Do you want some spray?
I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, what, do you reckon just alcohol it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Alright. Alright, let's stick that to one side. What do we think about the amount of liquid that came out of there? That didn't look like much, but then I don't suppose
again,
there's
also not actually that much volume.
Yeah, exactly. You've only got 2 tubes. That is just a tube at most. So I don't know how much I'd expect to come out. So yeah.
I'm just pleased it doesn't smell horridly.
Yeah, put the liquid in a measuring cup. That's I mentioned that to Caradog before we hit go live. I said, I should have bought a measuring cup.
Oh, you know what you can do? You can put it in your ultrasonic.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, I literally have an ultrasonic cleaner for this. Let's do that.
A teeny tiny little one.
Yeah. All right. I'll stick this in the ultrasonic. I would show. Hang on a sec. I'll go and grab it just so I can show you. However, the problem is the ultrasonic is noisy. And it's going to break your ears, so I don't know how well this is going to go. I might have to take it into the kitchen and do it there. Yeah, so here is my teeny tiny little ultrasonic cleaner that was sent in. So what we'll do is we'll stick that in there, stick some water in there, and ultrasonic it, and see how that comes out. See if that does anything. Turn down the mic input, maybe. Right. I will go and put some water in this.
Very well. I will continue taking some of these screws out.
Yeah, go for it.
I will continue the disassembly. Oh yeah, I can smell the glycol. Oh, long boy. Do 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 do. Teeny tiny convenient ultrasonic cleaner. I feel like that's getting into the category of you know, what was it? The itsy bitsy teeny weeny little yellow gritty machiney or something.
You know what? I'm going to run the ultrasonic cleaner in the kitchen just because I know it's going to break everyone's ears.
But it's ultrasonic. I shouldn't be able to hear it.
You can hear it. Like, it's unpleasant to have on in the room.
There you go. Right. Oh, there. Oh, I've just realised I've been off shot the entire time. Congratulations. You did it. Oh, there we go. Oh, so that takes all of that off. Then we get this. Then there's some wires that disappear in there. And then that.
I need some tweezers for positioning.
Very well. Fine. I am guessing then that this bit purely does the RGB, basically. So yes, fine. So I then take this off. Does that give me the ability to separate the two halves without desoldering anything? Ah, come here.
There we go. Ugh.
There you go.
Phone to muffle. Ah, that's what the phone does. How you doing? Ah, very good. Wow, there is not a lot to the actual pump, is there?
No, so this is purely the actual cooling bit.
Yeah.
That's the silly RGB bit.
Well then. Oh, there's a temperature probe there. That's kind of neat. Huh, yeah. I thought the pump took up more space than that. Like, I knew that there was a lot of the bulk was for the RGB stuff. I was aware of that. But yeah, I figured that the pump was a bit bigger than that. Although that much being said, the early Corsair ones were really, really flat, weren't they?
I don't actually recall.
Yeah, like oh, we don't have an example one. Like the one that I've got in the YouTube rig is only about an inch tall, or half an inch, or something like that. Do you know of any good free audio enhancing software? Where are you trying to do this? Is this like on playback or in video editing or what? To be honest, the answer is no. I'm not sure in any case, unfortunately, but it kind of.
I can't work out how to take that apart further.
Yeah.
Without strain, danger, strain to brute force and ignorance. Oh, there's more screws there.
Ah.
That's better.
So I shall angle this back slightly so you don't have to be so aggressively. There we go. All right, we're going further in. So the plan for this then, I guess, is we're just going to take it apart, do anything we can see, put it back together again, refill it, and then we'll stick it on the Corsair in the background and just see if it works. Basically,
that's freed that up, but they can't.
The previous state of this was that it did not cool. Like there was basically zero cooling other than the cold plate.
Ah, there we go.
Ah, so if this thing does anything now after refilling, then we've won. Basically, that's the plan.
So if you can see, there's a seal around there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm presuming that pops out somehow.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing we're going to find in there, though, is the impeller.
Yeah.
And we know that the pump is spinning, so I have a suspicion, as cool as it would be to go in one stage further, we might damage the pump to go in any further, and I don't think there's anything to gain on that.
I was just seeing if it was a case of, it's got a little pull tab, just because there's that little lump there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Where are we? Here! Because there's that little kind of tabby bit.
Yeah.
I was just like, I wonder if you could easily pop it off on that. But no. So, fine.
Yeah, alright. Fair enough. Right, I'm going to go and see if the ultrasonic has done anything to the cold plate.
Yeah, I'm now going to look at this and go, oh god, this is going to be a pain to try and plumb back in. Hey. Wiggle less. Oh, there you go. Do not with the wiggle. There we go. Do. One. Two. Oh. There we go. I feel like there was a lot more I took off a moment ago. Oh, this. So they have to be that way round. Wait. We need to... Untwist, untwist, untwist. Position. This is the part that becomes slightly fiddly. It's re-screwing this back on. With this bit flapping around.
Yeah, I feel like it's come up a bit brighter.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
It's made quite a difference to the fins.
Yeah, now I've come out into the light, yeah. When I was in the lighting in the kitchen is really dim. So in the kitchen, I sort of pulled it out the ultrasonic and I was like, and that looks exactly the same as when it went in. But yeah, that has come out a bit brighter. I'm going to squirt it with some alcohol. There it is. Just to clear water out there and just... And then I will airline that again just to make sure that it's cleared out of everything.
Oh. I cannot get these lined up and on camera shot at the same time. I am not good at the three-dimensional chess for that one.
There we go. So there's our cold plate. That's just come out the ultrasonic and yeah, it looks about the same. It definitely looks a little bit brighter though. I don't think it was clogged up in any meaningful way, but you know, we certainly haven't made it any worse. That is a lot of surface area in there.
Yeah. It's kind of the point, isn't it?
Hmm.
What was that big one? There. Which just did something. Oh, unless that's a... I've no idea. Oops.
So I'll update the title to the title of the stream to trying to figure out how to reassemble an AIO that we took to bits.
It's also just trying to work out what the screws are for. Because this one goes all the way through that, and the head comes out there. And I'm just wondering if it's like it is some really dodgy fill.
Don't know.
I've done that backwards, haven't I?
Possibly.
Oh no, there we go.
Oh. Hello, Night Fusion.
So now with judicious amounts of wiggling. Yeah, like that.
Has the temperature sensor lined up? Because that'll ruin your day if that's not lined up. That's obviously got to go into a hole somewhere.
Oh.
That's a promising sounding click. Then that probably just needs to clear under there.
God, this is rather fiddly. Where's that going in? That's going in there.
Trying to fix an AIO we broke. It was already broken, Mr. Guru. How dare you?
Have a go.
Tag.
Absolutely.
How much AIO do these maintenance? Well, they should be zero maintenance. They should be zero maintenance. These are, to be honest, these couple that I've got are the first ones that I've ever had any meaningful problems with. Which is why I'm curious to do repairs on them. Right. Yes, that is correct. I didn't see this bit come off, so... Right, hang on a sec. Where is... That's going into there. That's going down there. That's going on. That's going... Oh, that's on. There we go.
cool. No, it was these long ones.
Cool. Where did they come out from? The outside ones.
Holes, yeah.
One of those. One of those. If you're just joining us, we've got a second one of these to do, so we're going to be doing it all again. What's the brand? This is an NZXT Kraken X52.
It's basically an Acertec
However,
like Gen 5.
Yeah.
Was it?
They're all made by Acertec anyway.
Yeah. Even says so on the label. I didn't realise. It's the Corsair ones don't.
Yeah, maybe they paid a bit extra to not have the brand on it. Yeah. All right. So far, so good. Cool. So.
And then those two.
Oh yeah, the other two.
There and there.
Then after that, we've just got to put that. That's just a little cover that goes on the side, and then it's just cold plate on, isn't it? So
with the little rubbery gasket.
Yeah. So we're going to try and refill this. So the question is, see, what I was envisioning for refilling this was that we would hold it upright like that, fill it up, and just brim it, and then just put the cold plate on top.
Yeah, basically.
That was my plan. Yeah.
And then pray.
Yeah. Except the Arctic coolers, though. Yeah, Arctics are original. Refill it with cider.
I feel like that's better designed for a custom loop.
Custom loop, yeah.
A custom loop filled with cider, and you've got a chiller on it, so you can have cider on tap at like 4 or 5C. Things that make you go,
Don't forget to leave a tiny air bubble. Yeah.
That will happen by us spilling it.
Right. Okay, well that's done. Yeah, so leave a tiny air bubble, what, just to allow for expansion?
Yeah. But I suggest we just fill it to the top, because we'll spill some whilst putting the cold plate on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's...
And the worst that happens is it's dead again.
Yeah, there's only one way to find out. There's that. Oh, there's the thing. It's a highly technical drying technique there. Good. All right, so...
Oh, the thing we will need to make sure we do is just put this on in line with the holes.
Yes.
The cold plate, when we put the cold plate back on, we'll need to make sure it's in line with the holes.
Yes. Make sure it's the right way around, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some Corsair Hydro X coolant that we're going to stick in there. That's what we're going to use. It should be fine. With a syringe. Well, we don't have a fill port on it.
What am I syringing?
Yeah, that's the point. That's my question. Unless that's what these little holes here are for. Those are the fill ports, maybe. Do you reckon?
Possibly.
Tiny bit of silicon on the black stuff to copper. We don't have any of that, so we're YOLOing.
It will probably leak.
Yeah, we shall find out. Also, I can't open this because I'm a potato.
Potato.
Potato. I'm stabbing it. There we go.
You did it.
Right. Here goes nothing.
Where are the holes? Basically in line with the USB port. Like that. Okay. So just
right, so the question is... Yeah, we just want to fill up the whole lot, don't we? The whole shooting. Oh, yeah, I see what happens. So this is the inlet, this hose. It comes in, it comes out through there, up into the impeller. Then the impeller looks like it's shooting it out through both of those holes. Goes across the cold plate, and then it collects on this channel here, and then goes to the outlet. So we can just fill the whole lot up, I guess. Here goes nothing. It's working! I've gone quiet because I'm in try-hard mode to hold this all upright at the moment. Well, the air is coming out, so that seems to be a good
taking
thing. Yeah.
Actually a reasonable amount.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dribbling it in by a tiny amount, but...
Yeah, but I expected you to just put 2 splashes in and then be like, oh.
Well, it was only 2 splashes that came out, wasn't it? Alright. I might need your help in a minute. I might need you to do some parkour with the radiator.
I'm trying to get this gasket.
Gasket. Trying to get this ghastly on. Oh, I think that's it. I think it's done. Right, I'm going to see if I can... Oh, and it's not done. Damn it. Whoop. Hello, Firephone. How's it going?
Oh.
What's up?
There's a little notch in the gasket to match up with a little notch.
Stop calling it that. Fair enough.
And when you have it the right way around, it fits better. It's funny how that works.
Right, hang on a sec. Let's now... Oh, that did something. Ah. Oh, there's a lot of gurgling coming from the rad. Oh, that was a very satisfying gurgle. Oh, yes, that was a good one. Oh, there we go. It just pulled in a whole load more. Yeah, this needs a lot of turning. I might need you to be on fill duty while I jiggle the rad.
You jiggle.
Yeah. Hang on a sec. Let's get it a bit lower. Oh, those are some good gurgles. I think we're just slowly filling the... Yeah, there we go. If you stick a bit more in there.
What if you lay it flat?
One sec. Oh, that did the job. That's what it needed.
There you go.
Bubbles.
There you go. Now if we just lift the head up higher.
Yeah.
And wiggle it all around. In, out.
I'm not hearing any gurgling anymore.
No.
I think that might be done.
Can you go the other way round? So just so the other side is top.
Say that again.
So, because this side has always been on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just go the other way round?
Like that?
Yeah. Just in case something was sitting somewhere. Yeah. There you go.
I'm not hearing any gurgles. I think it's done.
I think maybe we're done.
Yeah, I think that's done.
Excellent. Okay.
Right, there's a bit floating in the top, and I'm just like, get out.
Doing hot.
I'll do it. Cool, right. So we're just
going to be a little notch somewhere.
There's the notch.
So that goes
oh, wait,
like
there's
that.
notches. Okay, hang on a sec. This side is not notched. There are 3 notches.
Yeah.
That's the non-notch.
Right, so we want it like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Let's try this out. So what we'll do in a sec is we'll get these screws in.
I was about to say, oh no, there's a single black screw. Where's that from? But
yeah.
It's that.
So we'll get this set up, and what we'll do, we'll rig up a power supply. We'll leave it. We'll put it in the other tub. We'll set up a power supply, and we'll just leave it turned on and just cycling, basically. And then we can just see if it leaks on its own before we actually put it in a computer. Heat expand leak for sure. You reckon there's 0 air in there? Yeah. Do you reckon? John, are you speaking from experience there, Lead Farmer? That's the question. I mean, I could just... There we go. Air bubble. Let's try that. Heat it with hot air. It's not a bad idea. I find it hard to believe that we have not left a slight air gap in there, just by virtue of how we've done that. Like,
it's the amount of slapping around.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it hard to believe that we've got a perfect fill with that method. No way.
Do not.
Certainly, like as I say, we'll put it on test with no load on it, and then I suppose we could heat it with hot air. That's certainly an interesting test, because we can turn it on, and
have you got any towel? Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of kitchen towel around. I bought like 4 of them.
Just because we'll want to dry it off first.
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you who have joined in halfway through this, we are making this up as we go along.
That far ahead.
Right, these heads are all butchered. These screws are awful, man. These screws are genuinely awful. Like, if anyone is watching thinking, no, you're butchering them, I take apart laptops for a living. Trust me, I know how to take a screw out, and I know how not to strip screw heads. Oops. These are just awful, awful screws. Whoop.
I'm just half expecting you to go everywhere.
Right. Let's put these in.
I'll be honest and say I'm just impressed that it's not leaking whilst holding it sideways.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we've got enough of it in that it won't leak of its own accord.
Yeah.
If we turned it on right now, it would probably start dribbling. But while it's idle, I think we've got the cold plate on enough that there's a sufficient thing. Right, I'm going to... could you do some towel, Sal? I'm going to get the worst of the liquid off this, and I'm going to do it on the side of the bench so I can actually press down on these screws, because to save these screws, I need a lot of pressure, and I can't do that while I'm holding it in my hand. That's an interesting idea, Quentin. Weigh it to check a comparison. We don't have some scales to hand, unfortunately. We could do a basic in the hand weight. Okay, I think that was just some that was in the rim. We could just do a basic weight in the hand, because we've got another one of these to do. So yes.
Suddenly find it's doubled in weight. We're just like,
yeah,
very well.
Like, there was not a lot of fluid came. I know they don't hold much, but I was like, really? Although it was very funny when for a moment we thought it was dry.
that was just a drip.
I almost wish that had been what had happened, because at that point we would just be able to go, yeah, there you go. But also, in a way, that would also be just astonishing that it's possible for them to... No, there's no way that they'll be able to run completely dry.
Yeah.
That just wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've got to have some sitting in the rad, and then at that point the pump is just running dry, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that literally wouldn't be possible. Right, let's move this out the way a sec. I'm going to go into try-hard mode on the side of the counter now to get these screws on. Whoop. Okay. I'm not going to go as tight as I'd like to with these screws, because I'll just shred the head.
Yeah. The only thing is you just need to make sure they're below the copper level.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. They're self-tappers, so they will just keep going until you stop. We're getting just a little bit of seepage there. I think that's probably just liquid around the edge of it.
Probably, but yeah, we'll see.
Oh, that screw had a definitive stop just then. I felt that.
not sure that much force is good for the rest of the enclosure.
Is it moving alarmingly?
This is all compressing.
I can't see that, therefore it's not happening.
Oh, okay. Very well.
If I can't see it, it's not there.
Have a nice day.
All right. It's really hard to tell because there's just little spots of water all over it. So every now and then it drips. I'm like, is that leaking or is that just a bit of liquid that's on the housing?
Yeah.
All right. Did I replace the broken wonky inductor? No, because we tore off the chip that was going to it. Nope. The laptop was working just fine without that, and it was a netbook that was probably worth less than my wristwatch. This is a fitness band, not a smartwatch. So I was like, no, we are not doing proper board repair on this.
I was half expecting you to be wearing your Casio at that point.
Yeah, see, I started using the term worth less than my wristwatch when I was wearing my Casio. But these days I wear a fitness band just because it can buzz with alarms and stuff like that. That's all I use this fitness band for, is mainly just alarms. Good. Right, well, that is together. So,
if we blow it off.
Yes.
As was suggested.
Yes, I'll just quickly zip to the kitchen and do that. Do you want to grab a power supply? The Antec is over there, and the Game Max is kicking around. Not the Game, the Game Max is kicking around somewhere.
Does it need a Molex?
Hang on a sec. Where's a wiring? There's the wiring harness for it. It's SATA powered. SATA.
Very well.
I legitimately get angry comments saying it's not macOS, it's Mac OS, and I'm like, oh, I take it you call it SATA as well, then, do you? You know. Fuck off.
Where are we setting up the box? On the bench?
Yeah, no, bro.
And here's another one I bought
without... Oh, there's still some fluid there that I missed. Without doing a proper drying session with this, where, you know, like I leave it in front of a heater and stuff like that, I think that's as good as we're going to get.
Yeah.
Like, if I were doing this seriously on, like, if I'd established a method for this that works, like we would, we tested this repair method, and we'd come to the conclusion of, yes, we can now fix AIOs in here. You know, the next thing I would do with this is just leave it hanging in front of a heater for an hour or something like that. However, we're doing a live stream and we want to know if the damn thing works. So we're not going to do any of that. We're going to YOLO. Hup. Let's go to the wide angle. And focus. And it is pretty... Oh, well, this tub wasn't exactly clean, was it? Yeah. The liquid that came out was kind of murky and it smells weird. It doesn't smell awful, but it smells weird.
Does that need anything else?
I think it will just... Yeah, it should just power on and pump. As is, if you give it power now. So, there's a capo. Wait until I get back from dumping this, because I want to be here in case it goes everywhere.
Very well. Intermission. Diddly-doo. Okay.
All right. When you're ready. Is it on? That does not appear to have switched on. Unless it's waiting for... No, that's just ground and tacho. It doesn't have a pin there.
Oh, that's other fans.
Yeah, that's fans connections. Well, it might be dead, Jim. On the plus side, we can take the top part off to get to the electronics without draining it again. We just take off the outer screws. So we can actually go in again and inspect that, because we may have gotten liquid. We've possibly gotten liquid into the electronics.
Yeah, absolutely.
We probably did, to be honest, because we weren't being careful in the slightest. So, so yeah, that's my guess. Okay. Just gonna power cycle it just in case it does something. Yeah, that's doing nothing. I'm just trying to think if it needs... Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I'm trying to think if it needs to sense that it's... You're correct, you're correct, you're correct. It was fine. Oh, okay, you've gone all the way. Yeah, I was going to go around the bottom. Fine. I'm wondering if it needs stuff plugged in. Oh, it's powering the fan. That's interesting.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that works.
Meow, wow, wow. Alright, so it's not stone dead then.
Oh, speed changed.
That's probably just because it's up against the bench.
Well, no, it dipped and then went back up when it was still.
Ah, okay.
So, interesting. I don't think it's entirely dead. Just mostly. Mostly.
The pump's definitely not running. Like, I could believe that the RGB was off. Like, it might be configured to be just in blackout mode, because this was in John's computer and John does run blackout sometimes. So it might have been in blackout mode the last time it was in use. However, like, there's no way the pump is running. You can hear these things.
Yeah.
There's no way that pump is running. So, yeah, definitely no pump. Fine. Okay, let's take the top cover off and inspect. So, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Test the second mode to see if it turns on. That's a good idea. We can grab the other one.
And double check the harness isn't dead.
Yeah.
Whoop. Connect all cables before turning on.
So this one we haven't fiddled with yet.
Oh, it was there anyway. Fine.
All right. Bam. Oh yeah. That just immediately made a noise. Gurgled. And that sounds and feels like it's full of air. Like, there is some liquid in there, but it sounds like there's a lot of air in there.
Oh god. I felt that in the radiator.
Yeah. That sounds like a bag of nails, doesn't it?
Okay.
Oh, it's starting to quieten down now. Now it's chopped all of the air bubbles into a tiny stream of froth. It's going quieter. Yeah. Oh.
Can you feel that?
Yeah. God, that is not happy. That is not happy. Right, I'm going to stop tormenting that now. However, that proves that, yes, we can definitely feel the motor when it's running. So, okay. Right, let's... Right, if you clear out, I will take out the outer screws again, and we'll just inspect the electronics and just see what we can do about that.
And you undo it, and it's just filled with...
That was an interesting Lil Jon impression, apparently. Who's Lil Jon?
Big John's brother.
I probably need to take off these outer ones again as well. So I think the wear is going to be faster on these screws. Where's the...
Which one? Big one?
Oh, yes, that one. So...
I thought that was the sound of the water for a moment.
No.
I was very confused.
Right, that comes off. This is why you don't buy AIOs, they're unreliable. Well, I was saying earlier on, I've dealt with a lot of AIOs, and these, this one and another, these two and a Corsair are the first faulty ones I've directly encountered.
That Corsair is like a second-gen Corsair, isn't it?
And the Corsair, in all fairness, is
it
old.
2014?
Yeah. Absolutely, there's no denying that an air cooler is more reliable by virtue of the fact that a block of metal is going to be more reliable.
Is it very wet? No.
No, I don't think so. Oh, there is definitely moisture in there, though. Also, I don't think that's on properly. That looks slightly wonky. I think that might be our issue. Does that disconnect, or did this hang?
No,
yeah, okay.
Just unscrewed the circuit board.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's our issue. That circuit board isn't quite flat. Something's not right there.
Interesting. Yeah, it's got little Katie tabs.
That circuit board... You had this circuit board off, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it is wired into the coils on the motor.
Interesting.
So it may no longer be wired into the coils of that motor.
Interesting.
Look. It is definitely not wired into the... Yeah, that's why. Yeah. That probably, when you took that off, that probably came out and just went snap. Without even so much... And those wires are so thin that it probably did that without so much as a fleeting glance. Like, you probably didn't even feel it happen. So that's what... Because I did notice the coils there, and I was like, I don't understand how that works.
No,
however, yeah,
that was my comment.
Yes. So that's what's happened. Those so what has happened is so if we got to there, so here's the board. Oh, I went in a bit too close, and yeah. So L2 and L1. There's two tiny copper wires there and there. So that's inductor 1 and inductor 2. There's two coils, and those join to there. You can just see the end of the wire there, and the other one will be in there somewhere. So that's what's happened. So yeah, that's probably game over because the wires have snapped in the coil there. I'm going to have a quick look just to see if I can unwind one winding, which will probably have no meaningful effect on the performance of the motor, but might give us just enough slack that we can solder them back on. So this is a bit of a mad lad repair. However, that's what's happened to it. That's why it doesn't work. So yeah. But when we were taking this apart blind, and as I say, you would not have even felt that. So I'd have potentially made the same mistake. So yeah. So tweezer time. Yeah, quite possibly. So one of them is sticking out. That was in thusly. So the other one comes down from there. So one of them is there, the other one is there. So that coil has got one sticking out, and I think that coil has got the other one. Right, I'm going to have a very... On the plus side, when we do the other one, at this point, we also know that there's nothing to gain from taking this housing off. We only actually need to take off the cold plate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so for future reference, we know we don't need to go in this deep. So that is interesting. Okay, right. What I'm going to do,
or you can not, because it allows you to pull these out somehow.
Yeah.
So just a case of by taking that off, it allows you to pull those out somehow.
Did you take out those screws?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow those will come out, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, without undoing the other bit, you'd somehow be able to undo that, but I'm not sure quite how you do that.
Yeah. Right. Where's that guy coming from? Okay, right, the first one, I've got the coil. Alright, this is not going to be very interesting to watch because there's no possible way I can show you what I'm doing on camera here. Whoop, there we go. Huh. So I've just pulled out one strand from the coil. So now we have one of the wires, and that's long enough that we can solder it on again. Now we've just got to find the other one. Now the other one, the problem is I can't see where the end of it is, so I don't know where to pull it out from. So I'm going to hold that in place again and see if I can figure it out. So that was on there. Oh, I think it's come off of the adjacent coil, actually. I'm just going to gently scrape the coil with the tweezers to see if any of the wires move, because this will be very tightly wound, so nothing will move except for the end of the wire. So if I can just get something to move, and we may be able to... This would be kind of rad if we resurrect this thing now. Because also, like, based on what we've learned, I have a good feeling that if we can fix the motor, I think this thing's going to work. Yeah. Or at the very least, that will be cool anyway.
Mount it to the door chime. What in power of lipos?
I think I might have found the end of the wire. Well, I found a turn that's moving. I'm just gently pulling on it. The problem is I don't know if the turn that I've picked up is just a loose turn, and if I tug on it, it may just snap, and then there's another snapped turn somewhere in the coil.
Yeah.
And that's game over if that happens. So it's just like, However, the other ones do not have a loose turn at the bottom, so I'm fairly certain that I'm onto something with that. Just bend you out of the way.
Dear.
Right. Is that just that I've got? I think it is.
I've grabbed the same.
I have. Again. Yeah, that's exactly what I've done. Yeah, that's that. Okay, that's fine. So in that case, bloody hell. So where did that one come from? Okay, that had to... Okay, right. So I need to be paying attention to this one or this one then. Even the tweezers look way too big. Yeah, these aren't super sharp tweezers. However, they're my most accurate tweezers. So when I pinch the ends touch. So when I try and grab the wire with it, I know I'll have it. Come on, someone move. There's an end of a wire in there somewhere. Just don't know where. See, what I'm tempted to suggest that you start taking the screws out of the other one while I fiddle with this.
Yeah,
just to avoid dead space. So yeah, so I think let's do that. I'm going to shunt to one side at the moment because it's probably not very exciting to sit and watch me fumble with these coils. Once I start making progress here, I'll report back.
Do you want me to take this off so we can take the top off, leave the circuit board screwed on, and you can see the layout?
Don't need that. So I would just take the cold plate off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just a case of if that was going to be handy.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. No, I know what I need. I just need to do it.
Okay. I'm going to do that then.
Yeah.
And then... Oh, I got it roughly right. It's actually in focus.
Hey. Probably got wedged from pull between wire. Yeah. If you're brave, you could take apart the other one carefully. Yeah.
These screws feel decidedly less awful than I imagined the other ones do. Because these heads seem to not be self-destructing.
Yeah, I think just having it down on the bench where you can press into it is also helping. I think because I was trying to do it by hand, that was where I was coming a gutser.
One thing this will allow you to do is get the thermal paste out from the screws.
Yes.
Crusty.
Oh, there it is. I have spotted it. This is why I don't do live repairs, because at this point I would just pause the recording and spend half an hour staring at this intently.
Yeah.
And then when I found the wire, I could unpause and be like, right, so I've found the wire, now we can continue actually doing the repair. So... Oh, there we go.
Did it. If we open this one, it's just air.
There we go. Now we're cruising.
Nice.
So just quickly stick that under the camera. So, as you guys can now see, there we go. So we've now got two wires sticking out from there. So we've got coil 1 and coil 2. Or rather, it's all one contiguous wire that's just been wound round all of these. So
does it matter which way round you do it then?
Technically, no. It might do actually. If you had them, if you had it the wrong way round, it would probably reverse the direction of the impeller. Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% certain there. I did start getting into the weeds of how these work when I was taking apart PWM fans for that one video. But I've forgotten half of, and there were a load of people in the comments that were just like, oh, actually it does this, this, and this. And I read those comments, I was like, very interesting. I have learned a thing. However, I've forgotten all of that. At any rate, though, one of them is on one side, one of them's on the other, and that corresponds to the left and right of the circuit board. So that is doable. We'll empty this out, and then I'll come back in and I'll attempt to solder this back together.
May I have a shovey in the gappy? There we go. Oh no. It is not. Yeah. It is not completely dry.
All right, there's something in there.
There was. Oh, there you go. Oh no.
Yeah, it starts going after a while. Yeah, that's a modest amount. I think that's more than what came out of the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not vast quantities, but it is more. Whoops. I'll rescue you.
Oh dear.
And again, it smells weird. What screw is that? That looks weird, that screw. That doesn't match. I don't know where that's come from. Oh, there's another one there. Put those down there. There we go. Rad. Right, are we going to...
So in answer to the question, it's about that much.
Yeah, I think that's more than what came out the other one.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a interesting yellow colour.
It does look like pee, I'm not going to lie. It literally looks like pee. Yeah. Don't drink it.
something yellow snow.
Welp. Right, for this one, I'd love to disassemble this and do the thing on this one as well. However,
what happens if you just ultrasonic it like that?
Nothing will happen. The ultrasonic won't go through the rubber.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it only gets the exposed stuff basically. So I vote that we just refill this and reassemble
and see what happens.
Yeah. However, before we do that, we'll put this one back together again to see if it works. Because if we fix the motor on the broken one and it works, at that point we can say, awesome, we can fix whatever we break on these now. You know, like if we can fix that motor, I'm fairly confident we can fix anything else that happens to this, because that wire is a bit hectic.
Absolutely.
So yeah, cider. Yes, cider. What time is it? How far into the 1 hour 17? That's not bad.
Very good.
May we partake?
Where's your bottle opener?
That one, maybe. I'm going to open this over the P bar. Actually, I don't want to put it into the P, so I'll do it over here. I really hate to call it that, but that's literally what it looks like. I'm sorry. And now we've said it, I can't unsay it. That's no bueno. I'm not saying that's not a bottle opener, but I can't open a bottle with that.
I mean, it also is a case of it's teeny tiny pliers.
Yeah, I need some slightly less teeny tiny pliers, and I can't see them anywhere.
Oh dear.
Oh, we might be in trouble here, Caradog. I can't find the bottle opening pliers.
How about a hammer and a medium-sized screwdriver, and you just punch through the top of the hammer?
You said hammer, and I'm like, I'm going to wait and see where he's going with this. And then you said screwdriver, and I'm like, I'm still waiting. And then it's like, no, absolutely not. Use your teeth on the bottle. For the record, this is not like American beer bottles where you can just pop it off with your thumb. You will break your jaw trying to open a Euro bottle. Where are the wire strippers should do it. There you go, this is working. I will strip the cap from this bottle. I think I might just be crimping it. Oh, there we go.
Goodbye!
Well, it lives in there now. Oh, yeah. All right, let's give you guys the close-up of the horror here. This is... Welcome to pro bottle opening techniques here. I'd survive in the wilderness.
I mean, you already do. Shaftesbury.
How very dare. Right.
Thanks.
Cheers. You can tell he's not a hardened drinker. No, I am not a hardened drinker. I will not pretend otherwise. I can't help but notice you brought vintage again. You knew exactly what you were doing. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Right, if you could...
If I could dispose of the bucket.
If you could move the coolant bath. I nearly said pee bucket, and I'm like, no, we're not doing this. It's a coolant bath.
It's a battle bucket.
A battle bucket. Right, hang on a sec. Where is my clamp? There it is. Right, let's go. So, welcome to Let's Fix AIOs that got broken. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to do that. I don't know if this is the best way of clamping this, but this is how I'm clamping it. Please submit all complaints to 123 Fake Street. There we go, that'll do.
Hi.
And focus. Beautiful. Right. That's stuff. Let's pull that out, actually.
I feel like possibly fixing this before drinking is a good idea.
It's fine. I'll hit the Bulmer curve. I've immediately lost track of how that went in. I said I'll hit the Bulmer curve, not I have hit the Bulmer curve. Okay, there we go, right. That's got to go in. How the hell did this go together again? That goes to there, so yeah, that goes on like that. Alright, here we go. Drink first, fix later.
She'll be right.
Right, that goes on there. It's unbelievable that those two tiny wires are what drive this thing. It blows my mind how small windings like this are. Okay. Right. Power supply for soldering.
Help! I can't handle all of these soldering irons I have.
There are 3 soldering irons on the bench at the moment. Right, so I'm just going to clear up the solder off of those to remove the old one and just to flow some new stuff on. Where's the spool? There it is. We're not going to do a grand job and tidy the pads up and all the rest of it. This is just a make good.
This may function afterwards. I'm quite impressed you've managed to not burn the Brio with the soldering iron as well, given how close it gets sometimes.
Yeah, it has the surface of the Brio has got tiny little pock marks on it, just where it splats up. This does need to be replaced. This camera. I keep looking at new cameras because I want to replace the Brio and then put this one up as the new face cam, but. And I think I saw the Brio go down to £100 and I was this close to buying another one. But I'm kind of holding out for a new exotic webcam to use rather than just buying another Brio. I mean, like contrary to what Chris says, I like the Brio. But I'm still kind of holding out for something newer.
Or maybe you'll get yourself an actual camera.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Right, let's you out there. Right, oh, this is heckin' enamel wire, isn't it? So I need to... The heat of the soldering iron is going to strip this stuff, isn't it? Someone validate me. Right, I need to shape these wires a little bit.
One moment, I'm just getting prepared. Safety procedures have been observed.
How dare. It's a soldering iron, not a blowtorch.
I'm just expecting one day to pick that up and set it off by accident. It's like, ah!
Alright. Iron will melt the coating. Good. Elgato face cam. I've considered it. I seem to remember it was a bit too expensive for my taste. It does look compelling though, just because it's got that big sensor in it.
I can't remember whose review of it I was looking at, but it looked like it was no better than the webcam in a laptop.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
That was kind of my concern, is that it'd be like £200 and I would turn it on and be like, alright, the Brio kind of looks just as good as this and I can get one of those for £100 if I find a good deal.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's the problem.
Yeah. Right. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to snip the end of this wire, but I'm not going to snip it in tight, just because it means I get a second. I get a second swing at this if it doesn't work.
I'm surprised you've been cutting it.
I just want to cut off so it's not too much of a hairy end. Otherwise, it might stray against something, which would be a bad time. Okay.
Get a PS2 iToy. I remember years after PlayStation 2 came out, someone was using the PS2 iToy and a whole bunch of PlayStation 2s is some sort of depth sensing security system for something or other.
Yeah, well, for depth sensing and stuff like that, the camera doesn't need to be good, does it? You just need lots of angles to study.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what they're doing, but yeah, it was a little bit wild.
Yeah, it's kind of like what people are using the Kinect for. You know, people have done some wild stuff with the Kinect.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that never took off, but then at the same time, I don't actually know what its USP was, in the sense of something that people would want.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kinect was good, but it was a novelty, you know.
I feel like the Kinect, when tied with like a VR headset, could be interesting, because it gives you really cheap full body tracking.
Yes, that would have been cool.
So yeah. you have obviously the hands have far more accurate tracking because they need it, but your body doesn't need super accurate tracking. It just needs to know that your body is actually facing that way and isn't gangled this direction as it seems to happen randomly in VR.
Yeah, exactly that. Because like the Kinect, the tracking on it wasn't stellar. Like I used a Kinect reasonably extensively because a friend had one, and all of my friends used to come over to my place. It was when I was at my old 10 High Street. And we had this Kinect set up in my living room, which was a moderately large space for it. And we did, the sort of the River Rapids games where you have to steer your thing down, and it was pretty cool, and it was okay. But then on the flip side, I didn't exactly have big lighting in there or anything like that. I would imagine if you gave it like just two studio lights pointing at you, its ability to track would probably go up by double kind of thing. Because as per our conversation earlier on, studio lights completely change the dynamic of stuff, So,
yeah, the fact that I just randomly added 10 stops of light to my room.
Yes.
Just like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Very well.
How much do Amtech scopes go for? I think you need to budget about. If you want a simple one, like $400, I think, for just a bifocal one. But if you want like a trinocular one that you can mount a camera on and all the rest of it, and like a boom arm a boom arm for it and all the rest of it, I think you need to be budgeting like $600 or $800 maybe for a full rig. So it kind of depends on how much you're going for there. But like Amscope are really, really good, but you don't necessarily need an Amscope. I mean, I'm doing this with a hecking webcam, you know, and I know this is not comparable to what you can do with a proper microscope, but the point is it demonstrates that as good as Amtech and stuff like that is, it's not necessarily what you need, you know. Right, what's the old shop now? It's going to be, I can't remember the technical term for it, but a place where you go for medical attention to your feet. So I'm not talking about like pedicures and stuff like that, but like people who have foot trouble and like need their foot being massaged to fix their feet or something like that. There's a term for it, but I can't remember what it is. I was going to say, the look you're giving me is either I don't know what you're talking about, or I'm going to wait for you to stop and make a complete fool of yourself and then tell you what the word is that you're looking for.
No, I was like, are you talking about like a chiropodist?
Maybe.
Because they're the person who does the cutting of the nails on the feet.
That is one of the things that this place does, I believe.
But I was like, I don't actually know if there is a catch-all term for that.
Yeah.
A podiatrist? A pediatrist?
A podiatrist, that rings a bell.
Because
oh my, there's just all kinds of ist words coming out in this. Yeah.
Nihilist.
Yeah. Your foot doesn't even matter, madam, you know. It's just going to drop off when you die anyway, you know. Look, it's a serious profession, and I wish them the best of luck with their business. They've done very well working out of the local
library.
No. The local chiropractors, they have been working out from their clinic, and they are getting their own space. So yes, we're not even halfway into these. Right, where's the new shop tour video going up? Oh yeah, I saw the Gamers Nexus video expansion. I was like, remember when I expanded and didn't tell anyone? So yeah, soon TM. I'm working on another behind the scenes video, which I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish recording that tonight because I've got another bit of furniture that I'm going to put up and be like, and then I'm going to post that along with the other part that I recorded a couple of months ago now. Get that posted, and then I think I'm just going to go, fuck it, we're recording the 100,000 subscribers special come hell or high water. I didn't get the shop to the condition that I wanted it to be in for the grand tour. However, I need to be realistic. I'm not going to get it done. This stuff takes me months, so I need to just do it and get it posted. Right, this is soldered back on. I'll put the other wire on. So if I flip that up that way,
can
the other screw, that's what I wanted.
Can we connect the power now?
I was just thinking the same. It's gonna. Oh yeah, no, it's got liquid in it. So yeah,
this one's full.
Yeah.
This one's all done.
Yeah, so we can just we could just connect up the cables, and it should make water coolers should go burr, literally. So yeah, we're not going to see anything, but it should make noises.
I mean, hopefully we're not going to see anything.
Well, that's a good point. It would be very funny if it just. Oh, actually, there's a. No, that thermal sensor, that's not going to be going directly into the liquid, is it? Yeah, that's thermal paste on that little hole there. So that's obviously just a little cap that sticks into the liquid flow.
Probably.
So yeah. My concern was...
suddenly just...
Yeah, that's precisely what I was concerned about. But no, it would have done that already if it was going to anyway. Right, so let me get the wiring harness in. That goes in that way up. Right, hit it.
You fixed it.
It's making noises. It's pumping water. Op success. Good. Have I ever made homemade flux with rosin and IPA? No, I have not. I have not done such a thing. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, it still sounds like there's air in there, but like, I mean, there was going to be. It's not gurgling though, is it?
No.
I think that's fine. Bearing in mind, of course, this is open. By the time we put the cap back on and all the foam and everything is sitting on top of the pump, that's going to be a lot quieter. I don't know how much you guys can hear the noise it's making at the moment, but it's sitting there just going, you know. So yeah, that's kind of rad. Cool. Op success. Good. That's a result. that is a heckin' result. Right. So we'll reassemble this, and we'll leave it running in the tub while we refill the other one.
Yeah.
And that will give us time to leak test it, and then, I mean, I guess we could heat it with the hot air to simulate a load. I mean, what we could do, the problem is that's not a lot of use if we don't know what temperature it's at. I'm thinking if we hooked up a USB cable, we could get my laptop, install cam on it, and we could monitor the temperature of it while we blow the hot air gun on it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's useful, but it sounds interesting. Does that sound interesting to you guys? Is that, you know, we could do that. Sorin flux. Is that really how Sorin does it? I'm not surprised, but that's also rad. Right, I'm going to unscrew this thing. Right. Rosin is IPA used with a drop of glycerin. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds like sand going through a grater. That's what water cooling sounds like, man. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Blow it dry. That's a good idea. I'll quickly take this to the back and hit it with the air compressor. I shall BRB everyone. Whoops.
Don't. Do not. Desist. Hang
I will
fire.
BRB everyone.
Oh dear. Yes, just takes everything with you. Goodbye. Fine.
Can't see a damn thing in the kitchen. Walk in there after standing under these. The kitchen has just got a single, like, 60-watt equivalent light bulb in it, and after standing under these studio lights, you walk into the kitchen and you're just like, oh, the light isn't on in here. So, all right. I was going to have another sandwich before we started streaming, and I didn't. And I'm very much drinking on an empty stomach. I'm not even halfway into this and I'm feeling it. I hate everything. Right. Okay, I'm going to screw this on. Do you want to have a go at filling that up? Because yes, I did this one.
That's why I got that.
Yeah, okay, you do that. I'm going to put this back together. How has that happened?
I don't know.
The tubes are crossed. Yeah, that needs to spin right round, baby, right round.
Does that?
Could you hold that for a sec while I support? We need to. You're just revolving it now. Right, hang on a sec. That needs to do that, and then that. What the fuck are we doing to this? Hold on. No, that was not the answer. This poor thing. It's been through a lot today. It's been through a lot. What the Jeffries is happening?
Hold on.
I'm walking away. I'm not part of this scene. I'm going to read the chat. Soren is China dodgy certified. Will you test that in some system?
There you go.
Oh, good. You fixed it. Well done. Cool. Yes, I do want to test it in the system. We're just going to run it. However, I want to run it. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. You were making the noises that it was just going everywhere, and I was like, oh no. But it's okay. Where are we? Yes, I do want to test this in the system, but we want to test it not in a system first, because look at this stream, man. Does this look like this is a reliable repair yet? We're flying blind. However, I don't think we're doing too badly so far. We've broken it, we've fixed it, and we've refilled it. I think we're doing pretty good.
Okay. Where were the screws?
There we go. So yes, we're going to do that. Order a pizza in for sustenance. That's legitimately a good idea, because I am getting a takeaway after this, and I'm eating here because I've got stuff to do. That's actually a very good idea. Did we fix the chiller? Not yet. We haven't had time to. Go full screen? Yeah, I'll do that.
There they are. Sorry.
That's not full screen.
You know when you look at something and you just don't see it and it's right in front of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Story of my life. Yeah, it's a big mood. We may as well go full screen while we're doing this, you're right. Let's see.
Hi. Hello. Good afternoon.
No testing on the 8700K. I'm sorry I have not posted that yet, Sai, by the way. It's in
Shall I just take it with me? Will that mean it gets shipped faster?
That's incredibly emasculating.
Is it inaccurate?
No. It just makes me feel very, very sad. Like, I need to post that just for my redemption arc. Because I've been sitting on it for 2 weeks now. I will get it done. Right, let's see. Goey. It will happen. If you were stuck in the desert, you want Soren with me. That's a valid opinion. What's the helium crypto Soren is talking about? I think helium's a bit bullshit. I've not listened.
Isn't helium the one that's based off of Ethereum that's used for minting NFTs? Isn't that one?
Helium is the Wi-Fi bollocks, isn't it?
Or is helium the Wi-Fi one?
Yeah, helium is the Wi-Fi bollocks, I think.
Which genuinely makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, I read the website, I read it again, and then I read it a third time, and I was like, what?
As far as I can tell, also no, those aren't fill holes, they're screw holes.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah. That answers that question.
Professional fixer.
Yeah, we might be wrong, and the chat will catch up in a minute and tell us what helium is. However, the TLDR is, I think helium's a bit bollocks, to be honest. Now, if Soren is mining helium and making money on it, good for him. If you are... If you are buying and trading NFTs at a profit, good for you. And I don't mean that facetiously.
You're a terrible human being, but good for you. Well, no way.
I have no problem with the hustle. However, you're either buying snake oil or you're selling snake oil. Don't kid yourself. If you're making money, you're selling snake oil. Admit it. If that's what you're doing, that's fine. If you're buying snake oil, you're a fool. Stop buying snake oil. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on the whole shebang. Basically, if you're making money, good for you. Basically, I'm not touching it with a barge pole though. Not gonna lie. So yeah, that's my opinion. Noldy asks, "What's my professional opinion on Soren in general?" I haven't watched a great deal of his content. I have heard that he does. I have heard that he has a lot of dodgy things. I don't agree with the whole hot glue gun to fix hinges method. Regardless of if it works or not, I don't like it. However, the fact remains is that Soren fixes a lot of stuff. It kind of boils down to the whole "you can't argue with results" theory. Is, he fixes a lot of stuff, man. And if he's fixing stuff, if it came to him broken and he gives it back working, how bad is it, So I'm not saying I agree with everything he does. So this is not an endorsement per se. I don't have a problem with Soren, but there are plenty of methods that he uses where I'd be like, I'd do it a different way personally. Right. The test boy is running.
Yeah.
Is that basin sufficiently dry? I'm just going to dry the interior of that basin so we can see if it's leaked.
Yeah.
So, how's that? I'm going to read the chat a bit more. Helium is the Wi-Fi hotspot bollocks. Yeah. I don't like the look of that.
Oh.
I noticed that Soren was pushing helium, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, my understanding of helium is somehow you get a helium-enabled Wi-Fi hotspot, and the more coverage you're providing, the more helium that you are mining. So it seems like you are providing Wi-Fi access, and in exchange, the access points are mining a cryptocurrency. But I'm like, why wouldn't you just mine a cryptocurrency? And there's Wi-Fi everywhere anyway. So I think I understand it, but I don't understand why you do it, is the short answer. Is this German cider? It's Henry Weston's. It's established in Herefordshire. So it was originally UK. What are you going to say?
My sole interaction with German cider was going, oh no, I have made a large mistake.
Yeah, I think they're better at beer than they are at cider.
Given that it was more like white wine.
Oh, yeah.
I was ill prepared for effectively getting a glass of white wine.
I don't like white wine, so that bodes ill. Rig Lakes, thank you very much for the $5 super chat there.
Oh no!
Hello, Graham and Caradoc. Hello, Rig Lakes. How you doing, my dude?
I dribbled.
I hate it when that happens. You seem to be doing okay. Do you need a hand? If not, I'll carry on reading chat.
You may continue.
Okay, I'll carry on reading chat.
Ah.
You want a Soren twerking gift for Christmas? I haven't seen it, and I don't want to. It's a Ponzi scheme. That's what most crypto-based things are. And if you're halfway up or higher on the pyramid, then yeah, you're doing all right. But for the people, someone's paying for it. Remember, if you're making money, someone is paying. That's the thing. Someone has to be paying at some point. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Everything that's to do with mining and crypto and stuff like that, someone is paying for it. That's the thing. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you, the person who is mining and selling it, are paying for it, but someone is. So that's the thing that you've always got to keep in mind. Like, I spoke to my ex-boss, who I won't name just because I'm not sure if I can.
That makes it sound like you've reached a state of inebriation where you don't think you're able to say his name.
No! I just don't know if he wants to be named or not. But I was talking.
He doesn't want to be associated with this.
Well, my ex-boss, he comes in. We pass work each other's way now and then, and he's been playing the NFT game recently, and he's been making bank. Like, apparently, Marvel released an NFT series where they released like first editions of a lot of classic comics as NFTs. And he bought one of those, and I think he said he paid like $70 for it, and then he sold it for $3,000. And I was just like, I hate it, but I got to admire your hustle. You know, you made bank on it, man, and you can't argue with that. So yeah, that's the thing is, you know. It's not something I'm going to get involved in, and I kind of wish that it would all go away. However, if you're making money on it, good for you. You know, and again, I don't mean that facetiously. If you're making money, that's good, because it means you can pay your bills, you know. So, picture stopped. If your stream is frozen, try refreshing. Graham, what do they use for fungicide for those AIOs? No idea. There'll be something in there. I mean, we're putting in Corsair XL5 performance coolant, and that has got some kind of inhibitors in it. Although I have a suspicion that the inhibitors might just be the glycerol. Because isn't glycerol by definition just an anti-fungal thing? It kills everything, doesn't it? It's just very mild.
I can't recall.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think someone was doing a hand wash with it, but yeah.
Yeah, Big Clive was making hand wash out of glycerol and just glycerol and water, I think.
And foaming it, yeah.
Yeah, hand wash is not rocket science, and he was making it from scratch at the start of the pandemic when you couldn't find antibacterial hand wash anywhere, and it was pretty cool. Big Clive is a rad channel. If you don't watch Big Clive, you should be watching Big Clive.
There you go. Where is the plate for this one?
Good. Oh, it's there. I was about to say good question, well presented, and then I saw it. Let's see.
Where is the knot hole?
Could we try the cider cooling? I really want to, but I would do it on a custom loop, not on an AIO that's a pain in the ass to deal with. Like, this is a pain in the ass. This is not something I would do unless I had to.
Bomb.
It's still good. Let's see. 2% to 10% air bubble. Have you left an air bubble in there?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm 99.99999% certain I haven't filled the radiator.
Yeah. There's going to be some air in there. Was Soren my old boss? No, he was not. He was not.
I do not know who this Soren fellow is, but that just sounds...
Soren is Electronics Repair School.
I still don't know who that is. But...
Okay, he's another well-known laptop and gadget repair channel. Very, very similar to mine. But he's been going longer. He's got about 200,000 subscribers, I think. So he's doing pretty good. He's very long-form content. His videos are unedited, which is a double-sided...
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's a double-sided blade. You get all the gory details, but it also makes it a bit inaccessible, because it's one of the reasons why I don't watch Soren's content is I don't have time. I'm sorry, I don't have time to sit through a 40-minute video where a third of the video is him taking a puff on his vape, with the best will in the world. I do everything I can to keep my videos as fast and to the point as possible, and even I end up going into, half an hour, 40 minutes. So, yeah. But he does fix stuff, so like I say, you can't argue with results.
Where are the rest of the screws?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
One of my takes on Gary Holzman. I don't watch his content, in all honesty. I have heard mixed opinions of him. How many more do you need? 2 more.
I've got 2 more.
We're missing one. I have not watched enough Gary Holzman to cast my opinion. I think
he certainly seems to be a very large fan of cougars.
Yeah. I believe he's fairly polarizing as well. I know some people like him and some people hate him. I think
all I've seen of him was him being exceedingly dismissive of other people.
Yeah, that's why I mention it.
That's all I've seen of him.
Yeah. I have also seen content of him. There it is. Yep. I've seen. I got linked to one of his live streams where he was doing a sort of QA session with the audience, much like what we do on our talk show. And he was essentially saying sort of, let's link in other people who are doing this stuff, other people who do this for real, etc. Because I actually got someone shouted me out at that point, which is why I got linked to it. And I watched that bit and I was like, oh, this seems good. He's trying to help people find more content that is useful to them. So I think he's got good intentions, but he comes across to me as someone who... I'll move this out of the way for you. There we go. He comes across to me as someone who might have been in the game for a bit too long. See, when you do this, when you do YouTube like this, it gets... A lot of people in the comments are just morons. There's no other way to put it. There's no nicer way to say it. And basically you have the issue where you have to be really good at being nice to people and help steer them in the right direction or correct them. Or the other option is you just get snarky all the time and you just end up quipping with everyone. Now, I'm not saying that you quip at people who don't know as much as you do. That's not what I mean. I mean, I regularly get lots of comments on my video where people will say, oh, you did this wrong. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Objectively, I did this correct and it fixed the problem. The video that you have commented on is objective evidence that I was correct, and people will tell you it's black when it is white, basically. And that's the problem. And if you're in this industry for too long and you don't have the patience of a saint, you kind of end up becoming a bit snarky and a bit like sort of dismissive. And I kind of get the feeling that Carrie might have fallen to the dark side. That being said, this is only based on some stuff that we've seen. Sometimes you just get people on a bad day. Yeah. When I'm talking to customers in my shop, I have my good days and I have my bad days. Sometimes I have my bad days and I'm flippant with all of my customers.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know when I'm doing it and I hate it. Some days I have a bad day and I'm flippant with people and I sound like an asshole. Even I do it because this job requires a lot of patience. So this is the thing with and the problem is when you're doing that on an audience, it is really important not to show that side to the audience because otherwise people start thinking you're a dick. And I kind of get the feeling that Carrie might have had a couple of times where he's been on the wrong side of bed, he's been a bit flippant, and people have just taken that and said, all right, you're an asshole. And I kind of get the feeling that he probably isn't, but yeah. Right, having said all of that, I'm now going to read the chat. Carrie can be very cutthroat at times. Yeah, there you go. How hard is it to change the processor in an Asus laptop? Don't. If it's old enough to be socketed, it's probably old enough that it's not worth doing anything with it. And if it's not a socketed processor, it's BGA, in which case, don't. You need to be at the top of your game to be doing processor swaps on BGA motherboards.
I'd say, yeah, to a degree, it's one of those things where if you can do it, you're not asking the question.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that.
And if you are asking the question, you probably can't do it.
Yeah. Northridge is also quite a polarizing figure, but I believe he's got the talent to back it up. He's kind of like Lewis Rossman in a way, that you're allowed to be an asshole when you're just that good at what you do, kind of thing. Like Lewis Rossman is an asshole sometimes, but also he's really good at fixing laptops.
Yeah.
It's kind of the old story. It's a case of, that's sounding a little bit gurgly, but is that buzzing? Like, is that a bad bearing?
Something else is whining, and it's not that.
Oh, okay, I'll come and have a listen in a minute. I'm busy ranting.
I'm having a bit of a rant, dear.
Yeah. Oh, he does like 4-hour streams? Oh, yeah, that's no bueno for this kind of content. Like, game stream can be 4 hours long, but yeah, for this, I get guilty when we do 3-hour streams. But yeah, Northridge PR, yeah. Let's see. Holzman is all about money. Don't know. I haven't watched enough about his content to be able to comment. What are we drinking? We are drinking Henry Weston's Vintage Cider. This is 8.2% cider, which is why I'm drunk. Board swap or bust for the CPU. Yeah. God damn it. Stephen Hudak says, so, to do BGA, you need to be a baller. Oh! You think Paul is the top man at Lewis's shop? You might be right. I mean, Lewis Rossman, I don't want to say that he's the best. However, it's undeniable that Lewis Rossman pioneered modern board repair on YouTube. Now, there's going to be lots of people out there who are also doing it at the same time, because there's chaps in my Discord. There's a guy in my Discord. I'm not going to name names because I don't know if people want shout outs or not, but there's a chap in my Discord who has posted his work before, and I'm like, yo, that's mind blowing. And he's just some guy down in the South England fixing stuff. He doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything, but he's posted some of his trace repair work, and I'm like, that is mint, So I'm not saying that Lewis Rossman invented board repair, 'cause clearly he didn't, because there are other people who've been doing this for a long time as well. But Lewis Rossman's contribution to the board repair scene and the fact that he's inspired so many people to get into the game, including myself, is undeniable. And that has value itself.
And I think it's to a degree proven by the fact that he's one of a few heavily board repair focused channels that's got more than 1 million subscriptions.
That's right, yeah. He's got 1 million subs. Yeah. And for such a niche thing, because board repair is niche, don't kid yourself.
And then the fact that
it's long form content as well.
Reasonably poorly edited.
Yes. With the best work, and also the fact that his channel is full of just rant videos as well. Which is really bad for the YouTube algorithm. Don't get me wrong, I value him providing his opinion. Whether or not I agree with him is another question. There are many things that Lewis Rossman and I would disagree on. However, he's done very, very well. That is completely undeniable. So yeah. Paul is a special gentle bean, and I love him. He popped into the Advent IT Discord recently. And he was a really nice guy.
Australian. Do
you know
Daniels?
Paul Daniels, yeah.
Yeah,
is he Australian?
Yeah.
Huh.
Or New Zealand, Australian.
I have not. Did anyone know where Paul Daniels is from?
That one.
He's a really cool guy in any case. Paul Daniels is a really rad guy.
I thought you meant the one in Lewis Rossman's shop initially.
It was also Paul Daniels. Yeah.
No, physically in his shop.
Yeah. Paul Daniels worked for Lewis Rossman in his shop. He? Yeah. I don't know if he's still there. I think it was an on and off affair.
No. Paul Daniels was the Australian. The Australian wouldn't be in New York.
Yeah, they're different Pauls. Oh.
Yeah, fine. Good.
They're both Paul Daniels. Paul
Daniels married Debbie McGee.
No, not the magician. Wait, there are 2 Paul Daniels that do board repair?
Oh, so that's how he does the board repair. He just pulls it out of a hat.
I mean, this explains a lot, but also I'm so confused now. Paul L versus Paul Daniels. Oh my word. Paul, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. They're both cool guys nonetheless.
Oh, dear.
How's the repair one doing?
I don't know if it works, but it hasn't leaked.
Okay, I'm going to take a listen to it. Hang on a sec. Oh, I touched it and it did a lot of gurgling. There's a lot of air in there still, I think. Yeah. But, I mean, all AIOs have got air in them.
Yeah, so I don't know if it works.
I think we probably let too much water out. Lead Farmer, you screwed me.
Sure, I'm hoping for better results with this because I didn't intentionally let anything out.
Yeah.
So all of the dodgy filling should have sorted this.
Yeah. To be honest, we put a lot of liquid in there. It can't be any worse than it was before. We'll stick it on a CPU and we'll see what it does. We'll stick it on the 8600 and we'll see if it gives same things. The thing is, both of these coolers did not cool CPUs. So if they work at all, then we win, basically. Yes. That's where we're up to.
Yes.
So, yes. Let's see. Paul L. Daniels is Australian. Paul Lewis Shop, don't know his full last name. Okay.
So, Debbie, why did you marry multi-millionaire Paul Daniels?
Right. Okay, right. I'm up to date on chat, I think. At the very least, I'm just going to draw a line and say, right, I'm going to read everything that's come out from here onwards. Right.
Oh, no.
I feel like
we need to stop with the Paul Daniels magician jokes.
Yes, because we're just offending 2 different Pauls now.
Well, technically 3 of them.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, Paul. And we apologise to anyone whose name is Paul today. Okay, right. Where are we up to? This has been refilled. This means testing. Oh, God. Did you hear that, chat? Appalling. Good grief. We're at 2 hours. Right. We're going to test these and then we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
All right.
That's your problem then.
Have we powered this one up yet?
Yes. That's the one I just pulled out the box.
Oh, yeah. I'm legitimately going to order a pizza. I'm actually going to order a pizza in a minute.
What if someone does it first?
Yeah. Oh, no. There's a Paul Valente. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. You're now Paul Valente. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Order a Chinese.
I wish to lodge a complaint with the sound that this makes.
I don't know if I want a pizza or a Chinese. Should I get a pizza or a chicken chow mein? Oh. That's the one that you just refilled, right? That sounded like a bus bearing, didn't it? Or is it just dry? Do you want me to hold that while you plug it in? Plug it in. Plug it in again.
Now it's got fluid in it. It sounds less horrid. Still not great.
Yeah. I think we needed to bring these more. I think that's settling down now.
Yeah.
I think they just need to settle, which is not surprising considering what we put them through. Yeah. I think we should stick a computer on the bench and test them.
Yeah, it's not immediately leaking.
Yeah. Let's test them and see how they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Domino's? Maybe. We need to know the toppings. Barbecue pizza is life. Either barbecue pizza or New York or New Yorker. And my definition of a New Yorker is like what's on a New Yorker? It's ham, pastrami, a little bit of pepperoni, but not all pepperoni, kind of thing. Because like
usually gherkins, olives. All of the New Yorkers I've seen have been pastrami, olives, gherkins.
Yeah, it's
a little bit of ham.
New Yorker pizza is really good because it's kind of like a meat feast or a pepperoni pizza, but with a lot less oil on it. Because I love pepperoni, but man, pepperoni pizza, the body does not agree.
Do you know what I do every time I have a pizza? I get kitchen towel and squish the top of it and soak up like 3 kitchen towels worth of oil.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I love pepperoni, man, it's not, that stuff ain't good for you.
And it does make it taste substantially better.
All right.
I was so disappointed when we went to American Pizza and it wasn't American Pizza.
Jack Ladd the One. I love your name, by the way. Henry Weston's got a lot to answer for. I think Caradog's got a lot to answer for because he buys this knowing that I'm going to get wrecked on stream. I assume I'm accurate in saying that. You do this on purpose, right? You said earlier on, no, I just like it. But...
How dare you cast aspersions about my alcohol purchasing choices? I simply like Westerns.
I mean, I like it, but it fucks me up, man. There's 2 ciders that ruin me. Henry Weston's Vintage and Old Rosie. Old Rosie is a cruel mistress.
I just love the fact that Old Rosie is also like 4%.
No, it's like 7. Old Rosie's like 7%.
If you buy it from a shop, it's like 4%.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not thinking of Rosie's Pig, are you?
Well, all of the like...
Yeah, like Rosie's...
not the little bottles.
The cans.
The 500ml bottles.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 500ml. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It's nefarious in any case. Right, I will make some space. We're going to test these water coolers now, everyone.
I'm going to remove the most valuable part of this system, the graphics card.
I'm still making content. I'm not just getting drunk on stream, honest.
I am the content.
I hope you're here for my stunning personality, because that's kind of all we've got going for us at this point. Right, so this computer we're bringing in
works.
It does work, yes. So this is, I refer to this as the Corsair. I'll just give you guys a view of it. See, the problem is, like, I'm having a good time. I'm vibing right now, but I'm always concerned that people find it distasteful when I just drink on stream.
Well, if they did, they'd have told you by now.
I suppose, yeah.
It's not like they have any problem being wrong in other cases.
Yeah. Right. What do you think? Okay, so this computer here, I refer to it as
the most OEM cooler ever, though, isn't it?
It's a pallet. That's what you get
no,
when
it's
you...
not.
It is. It's a pallet.
No, it's not.
It is. Read the label. You're just saying that because you've got a pallet in your computer and you're getting offended now.
Why does it say pallet?
Let me look at that. It's a pallet. Well, I was told by the YouTube seller it was a pallet.
It's also, isn't it pallet?
I don't know. It's spelled pallet. Someone help me out here. Is that not a pallet?
I'm 99% certain it's just generic OEM brand here.
It's a pallet. You know it's a pallet. Get a blunt. Oh no, a fake GPU. It's a 1066 gig, I'll have you know. I paid £200 for that. I know. Like that.
Are you going to undo the cooler?
Yes. Okay. Get out of my way then. Right. I'm going to get the electric screwdriver.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not. Just simply because it will make things a bit faster. Okay. You did this, Caradog. You know you did. Okay, no, I've lost it. I'm losing interest. Okay, fine.
What are you planning?
I was just going to get the electric boy just to zap them out. But yeah. Right, okay, I was talking. So, it is a pallet. There we go. LP Master's on my side. So, this computer is a 8600K. This actually used to be my gaming rig, this platform. So, it's a reasonable setup. As you can see, we've got a Corsair H100i on this. It's a known good cooler. We're setting this up because we...
What? Oh no.
I've cable tidied it.
Yes, I was expecting just to be able to move the head out the way.
No, not on my builds.
How horrifying.
However, you're correct. We do actually need to move that.
What a waste of time this is now.
Okay.
It's okay. You can wow them with your dazzling personality.
Shut up. It's a pallet or a PNY. Yeah, that could be it. Do you think that you need an open test bench so you don't have to use a case? Yeah. Legitimately, I want a really nice open test bench case.
I thought you got one.
I was threatening to buy one, and I was looking on Amazon, and I couldn't find a nice one that I liked, to be honest. The problem is, I think a good open test bench is like £100 or more.
Yeah, more like 200.
Yeah, and I'm like, but why though? It's an open frame. How does it cost £200?
Because 7 people buy them a year.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, I'm like, serious question, people. Give me your recommendations for open test benches. I actually want an open test bench, but the problem is, I kind of want one that doesn't cost £200, but isn't bollocks. Cardboard for the win. Yeah, I guess. Do you want me to look at that because I wired it so I'll know how it comes apart?
It's because for some reason the wire was stuffed behind the motherboard.
Yeah, it puts it out of sight.
But why would you stuff it behind the back of the motherboard when you've cable tied it in through the top and then behind the motherboard?
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
There we go.
There's cheap plastic ones on AliExpress. Lions reviewed it. That sounds interesting.
Didn't he also snap it in half in the middle of the video? He just kind of went, ha ha! Oops.
How do we look on Greg Salazar videos? I have no idea who he is.
I am aware that he is a person that exists.
Okay, yeah. Never watched his content. Can't make an opinion there. Shall I clean that?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to decide whether we should just drop out that AIO or not. because it's kind of in the way. Is it going to be more hassle to take it out or leave it in, do you think?
It's not that in the way.
I mean, you're running this show now because you've gotten me drunk, so this is, well, I'll rephrase that. I'm doing the talking, but you are now just actually doing the thing. This is how it always goes. I plan a stream, and I'm like, we're going to do this, and then Caradog basically ends up doing everything because I've been drinking. All right, there we go. Right, no one's putting their thumb in that. This is like 4 screws to remove. I'm just going to take out the existing cooler that's in here.
Very well.
Oh, are you and Slink still just saying very well to each other all day? Serious question.
Just most of the day.
Yeah. Because when we went to karaoke a couple of weeks ago, you guys were just literally very well at each other all night. Who did the bit on that again? What's their name? I literally.
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard, yeah. Eddie Izzard.
Actually, I don't know if that is their name now.
Did they change their name?
Yes.
Eddie Izzard officially came out as trans, and anyone who likes them was just like, yeah. Good for them, by the way. However, I didn't know they'd changed their name.
I couldn't remember. I remember there being a comment about it.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess Eddie is a boy's name, but I'm surprised that they were bothered by that. Not that it's any of my business. They can be whoever they want to be. Serious comment. But yeah. Where's the fans going? No, I'm not singing. You're not baiting me into that. There we go. I'm trying really hard right now. Your test bench PC sits on a Mobo tray from an old case. That's an interesting idea. The problem is the only old case I've got that would do that is my old Cooler Master, and that's kind of too good to butcher in that way. Cut up an old case. Yeah.
Oh no.
Graham turns out to be a cheap date again. How dare you? But yes.
I require the thermal paste. I also wish to ensure that it is noted that I still dislike the Intel mount and how loose and wobbly it is.
I guess, yeah. The backplate with the standoffs on it rattles on the board, but that's not what does the whole damn. But however, I do agree. It would be nice if it at least felt sturdy. It doesn't inspire confidence, does it? Yeah,
absolutely.
Right, there is a little bit of coolness there. I'm going to find my MX4 because it's gone walkabout. I might buy some more MX4 right now because
why?
I didn't buy it last time. I said I was running out.
Why don't you just buy MX5?
Well, I need to buy a little bit of MX5 and a little bit of MX4 because everyone says that MX5 is a bit shit.
Do they?
Yeah. Apparently it's a bit crap.
According to whom?
Well, I mean, it performs well, but apparently it's a little bit goopy and it's a bit like, I
mean, isn't that what thermal paste is supposed to be?
I guess. I don't know. Chat, what's your opinion of MX5?
Oh, God. That was very...
Chris and... Oh, blunt. What have you done? There's going to be so many angry YouTube comments.
Good! It's your channel.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to show it off. And
too slow.
All right. Oh, God. What has this descended into? I hope these work, so at least, despite everything, we can say we fixed 2 AIOs today.
Can I just reuse these?
Whew. Eddie is still going by Eddie. It's just she, her now. Fair enough.
Oh,
fair enough.
Fabulous.
Yep. Good for them.
I wonder if, to a degree, they are unable to change that because how late they are in their career.
That is probably the answer there, because like if I were if I were her, then I would not be changing my stage name because that stage name is too well established. That's your entire brand.
Yeah.
So yeah, like for example, another person who came out as trans in recent history, late in their career, would be Jim Sterling, who came out as trans and became Jane Stephanie Sterling.
Okay.
Are you not familiar with Sterling and the Jim Quisition?
Nope.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
They have, again, aware that they are a person who exists.
They do very good video game industry commentary.
Were they the one that wore the black flat cap and had the square glasses, similar-ish to yours?
I'm not sure about that. Red Aviators is what they're known for.
No.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, however, they went from Jim to Jane, but the thing is, their entire branding was all around Sterling, their surname, and because they didn't change Sterling, she got away with it. So it was really good. And Jane Sterling is a wrecking machine. She's doing really well for herself right now, and good for her. But yeah, again, Eddie Izzard, I kind of feel like that name is very well established and difficult to change. So I'm not surprised that they're not keen on changing it. Yeah. However, as I say, I wish them the best because you can be whoever you want to be. It's your life, live it how you like. No one can tell you otherwise.
Just don't go hurting people.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Yep.
Are we going to stick fans on that?
Oh, good question, well presented. We should, because otherwise the coolant temp is just going to go up, and that's not a fair test. Although if the coolant temp goes up, that means the liquid and the pump is working, which is kind of what we care about. So we probably can get away with that. I'm going to grab a couple of... I don't actually have any 120mm fans on hand. Let me just check if I've got any. All of my fans are 140s.
All of my fans are the correct size.
Yeah.
For other projects.
Yeah, basically that. Here's some 120. So we'll...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, hang on a sec. I've probably got some screws for that as well. There you go, those will do. Yeah. Here we go. There's some long boys. Let's see. Bench cam time. In a minute. We're just bolting fans onto things at the moment. Chris S. Love MX5. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you looked at MX5 and was like, yeah, nah, on that. To be honest,
I think Chris would have been at one point because it cost 17p more.
I think you just got jaded there, Chris. However,
I'm not jade.
You were slighted. I'm not doing very well. Oh, bloody hell. I'm not doing very well with my words right now, okay? I'm doing my best and I'm trying my hardest.
I wanna be.
Shut up. MX5 used to be more expensive, twice the price, but now it's the same price. Okay, fair enough. In any case, I need to buy some because I said I had bought some, but I lied and I had not bought any. I just had good intentions. But I might actually get some now. I'm going to quickly check Amazon.
Highway to the Amazon.
That's a stretch, but okay. Tech Ingredients showed you how to make your own. Oh, that sounds... Adamant IT paste in the merch.
Nope. Never mind.
Yep, you're walking away from that one. What's the basic ingredients of thermal paste then?
Diamonds!
Time to go to lunch with your son. Cheap eBay stuff is awful. Yes, no, always buy branded thermal paste. The cheap eBay thermal paste is bollocks. It just separates into water and a weird goop. And it looks like a bird poops on your CPU. Literally, that's what it looks like.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Do I want the Enemax or do I want the other one?
You want the Enemax.
I want the white one.
Yes, and you need a kettle lead.
Why?
Have you got one down there then?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Cool. Dark Knight In, thank you for the £2 super chat. RGB that sucker. I genuinely don't have any RGB fans aside. The motherboard is RGB as heck, though. Let me give you a heckin' bench cam. Hang on a sec, I've got to find the mouse pointer.
I will say that was the only thing I miss about the what did I have? X87 board was this little strip.
This motherboard is rad as hell.
It did a good job with that.
I still love this motherboard. They don't make motherboards that RGB like this motherboard does. Like, everything on this motherboard lights up. It's really cool.
Yes, that is definitely mounted.
Yeah. What do we need for... Have we got a HDMI? Yeah, that's going to be on Live Gamer. Bam. There we go. It's booting.
I'm so pleased.
Well, it's booting doesn't mean it's got cooling. Right. Do you know my usual password?
Not for this one.
Okay. Hang on a minute.
I was literally just going to hand you the keyboard, but
oh, now you know, because we're probably going to reboot this one a couple of times. Have you memorized that word? This isn't one of my super secure passwords, so don't get ideas. Cool.
Ah, yes, I'm now signed into Amazon.
Oh, yeah, you need a preview, don't you? Right, hang on a sec.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that's
fine. Put that over there. Can you work with that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Cool. All right.
Do you have anything on this? Like,
Yeah, the toolkit is on the desktop, so that should give you some stuff.
You have
your Arctic Silver is a couple of years old. Does it go off? Arctic Silver? Probably not. Arctic Silver is pretty stable, I think.
Don't mind me squinting.
Yeah.
I think that says 21 degrees. 20 degrees.
Yeah, hang on a sec. I'm going to move the chat over to
TJ Maxx. Yes, excellent, good. So, it's not completely bollocksed like the other one was.
Yeah, neither of these worked when we start. Is this the first one we fixed?
No, it's the second one.
That's the second one. Okay,
it's the one I had slightly more confidence in not being 17% water.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. Yeah. A branded thermal paste, it should remain pretty stable. I mean, you'll know if it's gone off because it'll separate, basically. When thermal paste goes off, it separates and you get water and a horrid goop. If it hasn't done that, it's basically fine. So you'll know if your thermal paste is goosed.
Do you have Cinebench unzipped?
Amsterdam, probably not. Unzip it to the desktop. Well, there is fine, actually, because this is on the desktop.
There we go.
Amsterdam asks, did we get the freezer working again? We haven't looked at it yet. We haven't had a chance, basically.
No. I do want to just plug that in a minute.
What, the freezer?
Yeah.
Sure.
And literally just see if it goes
see if it's come
error
out to life.
12 volts. And then I'll be like, haha, the electronics aren't broken.
Yeah. We'll probably do that off stream because we're running out of time. We're testing these and then we're done. However, noted though. We haven't looked at the freezer yet. We'll update you on that. If we do any kind of interesting fix, we'll make a video about it because that'll be interesting. If it's not a very interesting fix, we'll tell you about it on a podcast. So yeah, stick with us. You try ceramic silicon brake grease.
What?
Ceramic silicon brake grease. Is that?
I'm sure it can be no worse than Arctic ceramic.
Yeah, I mean, are you thinking of that molybdenum grease?
Does she?
There's actually a grease that you use in like bearings on cars that's called Molly something or other.
Yes.
So yeah, silicon-based metal filled. Maybe. I've not tried it.
Start. Or not. Hey.
Are we on onboard graph? Oh yeah, that's why we've got no resolution.
40.
The fact that it hasn't just shot up to 70 within the first second is a good sign. Is that holding at the high 30s?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Is it actually doing anything? It is doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, what frequency are you at?
4.1? Yeah.
4.1. You're only at 4.1?
Yeah, I thought this thing went higher than that. I used to daily this with a 4.7 overclock. Although it's at the default, so it's all core is probably an Intel spec. With a bit of tweaking, like if we went into BIOS and switched on Core Enhancer, we'd probably get like 4.5 all core. But yeah, I've had this CPU at 4.7 all core daily, and that was at 1.35 volts. It would do 4.8, 4.9, but I needed to go up to like 1.37 and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to do that on a daily. That's unnecessary, you know. Yes, this is Windows 11 on this computer. This is one of 2 computers that I have that are running Windows 11. Don't bring up ceramic when Sai is around; he'll sell it to you. I don't know, Sai. If you're still here, what is your opinion on Arctic ceramic? I don't like ceramic just because it's a bastard to work with. It's like clay. It's literally like spreading clay on your CPU. Seems to work, but you know. Did you see that Microsoft backed down on how hard it was to change Edge as the default browser? Yeah. I don't know why Microsoft keep trying so hard with Edge.
I don't know if it... I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt because it was an insider preview that it changed in, and an insider preview changed it back. I don't know if it was... I imagine it was a case of it was intentional.
Yeah.
To change it, but I don't think it was intentional to not have a set all option kind of thing.
It never hit public release, did it?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, because I remember when I read the article, because when that came out, the Edge had a load of really nasty new updates in it, and people were just like, "Oh, it's on the new insider preview," and I'm like, "So? That's an insider preview. No one cares. That doesn't mean anything."
Yeah, my comment with that is along the lines of, if it was in there and they were going to enable the fine-grained option of you saying these specific file types with this browser, but generic browser opening this browser, and have a one-tick option for that, I could have understood that, and that makes sense to me, but I feel like possibly they done goofed, forgot to release part of it, and now it looks really, really bad for them.
Yeah.
Or it was intentional. They did it on the insider preview. There was backlash. They walked it back. Well, and I don't know which one's which.
There's also word of their new one having a temporary short-term loan app built into it.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what were you thinking?
Where is the core clocks?
Probably...
Is that actually core clocks?
Yes, because it says core clocks.
Yes.
4.2.
Good.
Yeah,
because
core enhancement?
I literally just went ratio 42. Enter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
F10.
Fair enough. I mean, this cooler certainly seems to be working. Is it really holding 40 degrees under Cinebench? Like, this is only an i5. It's not a wrecking machine.
Certainly seems to be.
Yeah, but that's bloody good performance. What's our VCore? Oh, VCore's down at 1.1, man. That's clocking at a really low VCore. That's why we've got no heat in there, because we're at 1.1 volts.
However, certainly seems to be dramatically more functional than it was previously.
Absolutely. Again, I keep repeating it, but these coolers did not work when we started these streams.
Yeah. They were just about good enough for you to get 1 gigahertz at 100C.
Yeah. It was a matter of, you could get into Windows and the computer would boot up, but your temperatures would be horrifying and the fans would be going like the clappers, you know. So, yeah. All right.
Where's VCore? Ah!
I'm just waiting for you to start going into memory overclocking and seeing how much more you can get out of the memory.
No,
you're getting a rep for that on this channel. I'm not kidding. You're getting a rep for just anything we work on. You're just like, but what if the memory went faster?
If you're overclocking part of it, you need everything to keep up. I've not changed the frequency. I've just banged in a load more voltage.
Fair enough. Are you just deliberately trying to heat it up now?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Trying to make it hot now.
Yeah, what did you put in?
1.3.
Yeah.
Which is obviously 0.2 higher than it was.
Absolutely.
Sagging
yeah.
to, so we
should be seeing 60 degrees out of that now. If it's below 60, then this cooler works, basically. Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to try and catch up on chat now. Insiders care. Well, insiders are on beta software. You don't run beta on production.
I'm not sure if even insider fastering counts as beta.
What, implying that it should be good enough as production?
No. In the sense that I'm pretty sure Microsoft say this isn't even beta tested.
This is, yeah. I mean, fastering, yeah, that's more or less alpha, is it? I mean, fastering, that's... I mean, if we're talking about the equivalents, fastering would be Canary, wouldn't it?
I think so.
And yeah. Canary is basically alpha software. That's basically like, this starts up, that's all we know.
Yeah.
That's all you know. We booted it and it works, therefore it's good enough for Canary kind of thing. So, let's see. Windows 11 will be something else before Windows 10 is no longer supported. You might be right. However, as Chris said, I'm not going to do a Windows 11 run. Yeah, again. What do we think about the recent Linus videos switch to Linux from Windows? I don't know if... see, here's the problem.
Sorry, I completely misread, and I thought that was vCore at 3.344 volts. I was deeply concerned.
My i5 would be dead at 3.3 volts. I don't think the VRM on this board could do 3.3 volts. Where was I? Right. Right. Linus and Luke doing the Linux challenge. I sympathized with them a lot. I feel I very much am in the same mindset as Linus and Luke with the Linux challenge, in that that's exactly how I view Linux, is that it's all doable, but everything is an effort, and why would I expend that effort when I could just run Windows? I thought it was very good, to be honest. I thought they were very fair. It's all doable in Linux, but you need to have the desire to run Linux. Otherwise, just setting yourself up to failure, I think. Like, for me, I look at Linux and I'm like, I know I can do it all in Linux, but I know how to use Windows. So why wouldn't I just use Windows? Linus is reckless and Luke was more logical. I agree with that. Linus did make a couple of errors which were 100% his fault. So, yeah, I think Luke definitely gave it a better shot. And Linus definitely did some things and made some mistakes which were just like, you clearly didn't read the text properly. But at the same token, like, Linus ran in, like, one of the famous error for Linus's Linux experience was when he was trying to set up, I think it was OBS, and OBS required him to do a thing, and that thing involved uninstalling his graphical desktop environment, and he ended up at a command prompt. Now,
a broken command prompt.
Yeah. Now, I can understand that it was his fault for when the message... That was a weird thing from the chat.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. When the message said, "Are you really sure you want to do this?" he said yes. And at that point, he should have been like, no, something's up with this. This isn't right.
But at the same time, it's a standard part of the installation for OBS.
Yeah.
And the response is, but why is that a standard part of the installation for OBS?
It was kind of a case of, yeah, he was the one who typed in, yes, mess up my installation. But at the same time, why was it even possible to reach that point? Why was it possible to get into that situation in the first place?
Why is it required?
Yeah. So I'm sure that Linux experts can explain that and go, well, this is why that happened, and this is why he shouldn't have done that. And I could read that explanation and go, sure, that makes sense. But as someone who doesn't know Linux, that's what's going to happen. And that was kind of Linus's point when they were providing the conclusion to that to the video series. Linus was saying, look, I ran into a lot of issues, and it's very easy to say this was my own stupid fault, and I would agree with that. However, when a layperson installs Linux and tries to just figure it out, this is what they're going to see. And I entirely agree with that sentiment. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Right. I've ranted, reading the chat.
I managed to get the core vid to go above 1.1 volts.
Chris S says we need to overclock the memory on the door chime.
There we go. 4.3-ish.
Graham's looking wobbly. That's because I am. I'm sorry.
There you go. 55C. 50, yeah, somewhere between 55 and 59, 60C. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I expected for that volt. 4.3, what was that, 1.3 volts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd expect from this
CPU.
CPU.
1.35 sat.
1.35 set.
Getting
okay.
1.24, apparently.
Yeah, that's about fine. Yeah. This CPU will do 4.7 all-core at 1.35 set. So, yeah. Because that's what I used to daily at before I switched over to Ryzen.
Yeah.
Linux is extremely unforgiving. Yeah. Not sure why. Because that's what it is. Linux is an operating system that is not designed to be forgiving because it's supposed to do what you tell it to do. No more, no less. If you want an operating system to babysit you, you run Windows or you run macOS. If you want an operating system to do exactly what you tell it to do, you run Linux. And that will do what it's entailed, basically. So, yeah. Do I ever watch Some Ordinary Gamers channel? No, the name rings a bell, but I haven't watched them. Linus is a Linux noob. Windows experience doesn't count. It really doesn't. I 100% agree. I like to think that I have a little bit of nous with Linux because I'm familiar with macOS, and macOS has a bash terminal. So that immediately gives me a little bit of experience with a similar kind of mindset to Linux. However, I don't like Linux. So, yeah.
This is dramatically more functional than it was.
Cool. We need to switch out to the other one, I think. I think we've proven that this one works. Let's change coolers.
I just wanted to give it a couple of minutes because
definitely
both times I'd only given it like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and heat soak is a thing, and heat soak takes like half an hour to kick in. So like, given another half an hour, this will probably go up by another 5 degrees, maybe 10 degrees.
Yeah.
But yeah. In an ideal world, I'd like to install cam on this so we can see the liquid temperature. However, the CPU temperature is good enough. The liquid temperature doesn't really tell us a great deal other than the fact of the fans are working. Liquid temperature is really relevant when you're tuning fan speeds on AIOs, because at the moment this fan is probably running at full tilt. It sounds like it is anyway.
Not that that particularly matters with the level of noise it makes. You could knock that to 80% and be like, cool.
This is super noisy as far as I'm concerned. You and I have different definitions of noisy.
Yeah. No, I meant for this PC. Sorry, I meant for this PC sat there.
Yes, okay, yeah, agreed, yeah. So, yeah.
It's done over 3 minutes now, and it's still in the 61. So that is... Whoops, that's settings.
Linus is making a show. He is a character, and I believe if he wanted to use Linux as a daily driver without making a video show, he'd be fine. I agree that Linus is a character. That is 100% true, because he's told us as such many times. I believe he was trying his best with Linux, though. And I say this because if I were in Linus's position, to an extent, I'd have done the same thing. I kind of agree with Linus's perspective, and I don't think he really steered us wrong. So, yeah. Linus is not a noob. He can do basic stuff, and he knows how to set up some simple server stuff. Yeah, to an extent. Oh, Luke has gone into programming.
That's very much not working.
Yeah.
May I have a slightly larger screwdriver?
Yeah, what happened to the props on? Is it in the tool?
Did it get put? I think it got put away again. Because I slightly overdid it when I tightened it.
Not in there.
There.
Cool. I'm at the stage where I have to do everything with 2 hands. I went to open this toolkit and I was like, I'm doing this with 2 hands to make sure I don't just go...
Oh my god.
I didn't have a very big lunch. Normally I'd have a Tesco sandwich. Like I get like the Tesco club sandwich, which is like triple slices of bread kind of thing. However, today they were out of stock, so all I've had is a Rustler's burger, which, as you know, isn't much. It was a burger of disappointment. I had the Rustler's burger that was the cheese meltdown, and it was like, oh, you cook it in the box and everything, or you microwave it in the box. And so I did that, and I took it out, and I'm like, this is basically the cheeseburger, but twice the price. I was very disappointed. Not out of 10. Do not buy the Rustler's cheese meltdown burger. Just get the cheeseburger. It's the same thing, half the price.
Yeah, but is it 99p for 2?
No, but neither is the cheese meltdown.
Then go to Lidl and buy Lidl's.
Damn, bro. I need to go to Lidl. Luckily, a Lidl has opened in Shaftesbury. Just out of interest, when you say, like every week before you come in, you say, I'm going into Lidl, do you want anything?
Yes.
Do you go to Blandford?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah. Because at that point, I'm not sure if you're in Blandford or if you're in Shaftesbury and literally next door.
No.
So, do you want a hand with anything?
I'll
take the fans off this while I'll sort this out. You get the other one. I'll take the fans off this.
Okay.
I can do something. I can feel useful.
Oh, hold on. Do you know what I do need, though?
Oh, yeah.
Watch out for the thermal paste. Don't put your thumb in it.
I promise.
Absolutely.
I need to eat way more. Yes, I do. When Caradog messaged me saying, "Do you want anything from Lidl?" I nearly said, "Can you get me a BLT sandwich?" But instead, I was like, "No, don't be ridiculous. Go and buy one from Tesco." And then I didn't. And that was the foreshadowing of things to come. Alright, let's put that one to one side. That is a runner.
Stay. Or not.
I'm going to do this. What are we doing?
I was just going to do it down there, but...
Yeah, I was just figuring out what orientation to put the fans in. Liquid lunch. No.
The VRMs are warmer than I expected.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just didn't expect them to have any heat in them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we've been pushing this.
And it's like, oh, you are slightly above skin temperature.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, this motherboard isn't really good. This motherboard is a builder's motherboard in that it makes for a really nice build, but it's not an overclocking board or anything like that. I think it's 10 doubled phases on this or something like that. So it's 5-phase doubled, if my memory serves me. I might be wrong though. Right. There is a discussion about Rustler's burgers and the unseeded buns. OBS is installed by default on Linux. I don't know enough about Linux to really hold a coherent conversation, to be honest.
Inferring you could presently hold a coherent conversation.
I was trying to say that without disparaging myself.
Luckily, you have me here to disparage you for you.
Thanks. Overall, though, you think Linus and Luke did a good job of firing up discussion on the web? Yeah. I think, if nothing else...
I have made an error.
I think it's reasonable to say that they provided a realistic look of what a gamer would say about Linux. And that is a wake-up call to the Linux community to actually have a reality check of what other people think Linux looks like. Because most Linux users are just like, Linux isn't complicated. And it's just like, it kind of is. That's just a fact. All right, it turned on. It's a little bit gurgly, but by the time it's settled down and there's a side panel on, that will probably quieten up. Drink twice as much of that daily and you'll turn into you. Oh, God. That'd be terrible, Chris.
Imagine becoming Scottish.
Oof. I'm going to put that down now. You'll remember to bring snacks when you visit the store. I've got snacks and I've forgotten. We also didn't answer the question on whether I need an emergency stash of pot noodles. That's a rad idea.
I think we might be thermocoupling.
Ooh. What makes you say that?
The login screen was hilariously laggy.
Ooh.
Let's find out. Oh no.
Oh, yeah. 3.3. Core temps, 23. I mean, that's below ambient, so that's still stone cold. That's just the cooler hasn't come up. Oh, 35. That's more like it. Yeah. What was that 72 I just saw? Was that just
distance to TJ Maxx?
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Distance to TJ Maxx is allowed to be 72. Yeah.
Also the fact of distance to distance to TK Maxx. Approximately 25 miles. I never realised that TK Maxx was an American brand, and that in America they are TJ Maxx, and they thought that they would get confused with TJ Penny.
That's JC Penny.
Sorry, no, with TJ. Oh crap! I've forgotten the brand. Really old brand in the UK. It doesn't exist anymore. So they changed the letter to TK. The letters to TK.
Yeah, fair enough. Dave Griffijon. How would you pronounce that? Help me out here.
Oh no, that is RI. I genuinely read that as GNFFEJOEN. And I was like, Griffijon? Oh dear.
I'm sorry. We don't mean to offend everyone who donates to the channel. This is kind of what we do, though.
The screen's too far away.
Dave, thank you very much for the €10, my dude. Pizza money. Much appreciated. I will get a pizza. I will absolutely get a pizza. I think it's pizza time later on. Well, as soon as we finish up this. I've got hobnobs.
Google, order me a pizza.
Do you want a hobnob? Hobnobs make everything better. Hobnobs are the best. TJ Hughes. I'm guessing TJ Hughes because two people have said that. There we go.
Maybe. Entirely possible. Understandable. Have a good day.
Mr. Guru says Linux devs don't actually care what people think. Look up the Lunduk vids. 10 years of pointing out exactly why Linux sucks and very little was done to fix Linux. I agree. The thing is...
This one seems to be less good than the other one.
What temps are we getting?
63.
Yeah, considering it hasn't had any time to warm up. This was the one that we fixed, right?
The first one.
Yeah. This one we probably put more air into, because this one I actually let a little bit of liquid out, whereas the other one we tried not to let any liquid out at all. So yeah, I think that one probably needs a bit more fluid in it. If it works, I'll leave it alone. However, for the record, it seems like based on the technique that we're using, where we're filling it at the cold plate and then putting the cold plate on top, it seems that the technique is to brim it and just assume that there's no possible way you got all of the air out of it.
Yeah. It's not like we're forcing fluid in.
So yeah. Yeah, Linux, there's a strong argument to be made that Linux doesn't need to be user-friendly because that's not what it's for. However, there are plenty of Linux aficionados who are like, God, imagine running Windows. Imagine running macOS. You should all be running open source software. For those people, no, Linux is not ready. Or at the very least, you need a different flavor of Linux that behaves like macOS or Windows. And whatever you think, Linux does not behave like macOS or Windows.
I think with...
It's definitely a lot further on than it was. Don't get me wrong.
I think with stuff like Pop OS's Pop Shop...
Yeah. It's
they
getting
are the majority of the way there.
For
bits of that.
I have a suspicion that Linux is going in the correct direction for being user-friendly. But it needs another 5 years or so. This time in 5 years, you could probably just drop Linux onto a computer and it would be... A Windows user would be able to muddle their way through no problem whatsoever.
It depends if the icons are the same shape and colour.
Yeah, that's true. I'll rephrase that. Someone like myself who knows Windows very well but doesn't know Linux very well would just be able to go, oh, you just click there instead. You know, like for example, I mean, Luke in the Linus Tech Tips videos, he muddled through pretty good. He had to do a little bit of tweaking here and there, and like that's just a fettling thing. And that's also because he was doing niche things like streaming. If he wasn't streaming, he probably wouldn't have. He probably would have done okay. Like I think, like the third video, they did a lot of stuff where they had like the productivity challenge, where they had to like sign a PDF and stuff like that. Luke seemed to fare drastically better than Linus in those challenges.
I haven't actually watched the second or third video. I watched the first one and just went, oh, okay, fine, whatever. My guts need a cat? Excuse me?
I'm not sure how to interpret that either. Chris S. says, Caradog, how indecisive of you. Now, if only you were Scottish, then you'd not be middle class.
You say that like that's an improvement.
Also, that just went dead silent. That literally just shut up.
Is it because it broke?
Are we still under load, or are we idling?
Should be.
Yeah, we're at 66 degrees. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 66 degrees at 1.3 volts is about right, I think. I think that's reasonable.
Not pleased with the system's responsiveness, however.
Oh,
that's from the thermal paste. I feel like I should just blame the keyboard for that. Red van, red van, red van, cat!
I'm trying to finish my mouthful. Jerry BVR says, Windows users tend to forget how many hassles it throws up simply because they're used to it. I agree with that entirely.
I don't know, though. There seem to be dramatically fewer since, like, Windows 8, Windows 10.
I agree with that as well.
Because I want to play a game on Steam. I go Steam. I double-click the thing it downloads. I sign in. I double-click the game. I'm playing the game.
Windows can have its hang-ups, but I think the difference is, with Linux, when you have hang-ups or you're trying to fix hang-ups, it often involves doing stuff that could uninstall your desktop environment. Whereas with Windows, I don't feel like any hang-ups you have are in danger of fundamentally breaking Windows. However, I do think you raise. I think you raise a very good point, Jerry. I don't know if I agree. I don't know if you're correct, but I think it's a very strong point.
Yeah,
it's a very good point of contention, if nothing else.
You would very much, if you were wanting to do a comparison, you would need to actively record it, in the sense of, you know, screen capping it. Or something, so you couldn't just forget them.
Yeah.
Because selection bias is always a thing.
Yeah. Ultimately, at the moment, my reason for not going Linux is just simply because Windows has not angered me enough to want to switch.
Yeah.
I have no reason to go Linux at this point.
Temps are still climbing.
Where are we at the moment? 67. Yeah.
But it's not actually spinning the fans.
71 burst. No. We can't. I kind of want to know what the liquid temperature is to be able to make a call here. Are we going to put cam on here just so we can see the liquid temperature? Because if the liquid temperature is at is 40 or above, then this is justified. If the liquid temperature is down in the mid-30s, I'd be like, yeah, no, that's not got enough fluid in it.
What happens?
Good job.
I meant to grab the edge of the case and didn't, does it suddenly drop if I do this?
Yeah.
So if it does, the fluid's wonky. No.
Yeah. Doesn't look it, no.
No, I think it's okay. It's just not as good as the other one.
Yeah. It also bears mention that this is the one where we removed the gasket from the cold plate.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there
absolutely.
might not be as good a sealing around the cold plate. So that might be interfering with it.
Just, statement. This is functional, but it is not as good as the other one.
Right, how are we doing for time? Hang on a sec. Where's...
I mean, it is 6:45.
Yeah, we're at the 3-hour marker. Okay, I'm going to quickly install cam because that's going to take 5 minutes. We're going to see what the temperatures look like in cam, and then we're going to bail. Oh, yeah, thanks for that. Yep. Plugging in a Wi-Fi card. Right.
Plugging in a Wi-Fi... Sorry, what? Kill. Be gone.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Well, you don't need to stress test in the background.
No.
Do I literally just do and search for cam?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oops. I was like, which one of these won't have random personally identifiable information on?
Well, when you clicked on Adamant IT, I was like, oh, please tell me I didn't have the ticket list open the last time I closed this, because otherwise it literally would have come up with customer data. And I was looking at that going, how fast can I get to OBS and switch off of this screen if that happens? The answer is not fast enough. Yeah, I probably would have just gone like X on OBS, to be honest.
Failed.
Failed?
Success.
All right.
Also, can I have a USB cable?
Yes. I've gone quiet because I'm thinking.
I'm thinking with my hands. It needs to be the
Plugging it on the outside. I don't know where a correct.
It needs to be the other one.
Oh, it needs to be mini, doesn't it? That's a micro.
Oh my god! You have to sign up. Oh no, there is a guest mode.
Yes.
Oh, thank Christ for that. I was about to say, why do I need a user account to monitor my damn liquid temperatures?
Ooh.
And NXT. Yes, I wish to agree to your policy. I wish to agree to your policy? Oh my god, what? Do I have to go through it more slowly?
Oh, come on. I've got a mini cable around somewhere. I know I have. I know mini is crap and no one uses it anymore, but I know I've got one.
Fine. There we go. Yeah, the tick box wasn't ticking. Oh. Now we have GPU drivers. We had a black screen. I thought, oh no, it just died.
Did we just suddenly 1080p?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Oh. I have
I
stuff
have a
in place.
USB mini cable. I know I've got one. There we go. There's a USB mini cable.
Why is there not a maximize button?
Oh, and as a special treat, it's actually
Functional?
an internal header as well. This has come out of something because I've doubled it off something. Right. You've put it on upside down. How could you do this?
Who cares?
I care. Where is the USB header on this? There. That goes to
USB?
there. Because this is turned on, I'm trying to make sure I stab it in the right place. There we go. Oh, there we go. We've got RGB now.
Fabulous.
Right, you might need to restart cam.
Can I just cross? And will that actually close it?
You need to, hang on a sec. If I migrate us up to, you can now click in the bottom right click on cam there, and exit cam. There you go. And then launch it again. Camera. You can rotate it in cam at least. Not the old style ones. This one, hang on a sec, I'm just going to ruin everyone's day. This one with the old style NZXT LED logo, you can't rotate these ones. The Kraken Z series has the has the LCD screen on it. You can rotate those. These ones you can't rotate. Bam. All right.
So what do you want from where?
If you go to cooling. Right, liquid 23 degrees. Are you sure? That's really low.
The thermal probe is probably nowhere near the liquid.
Yeah, I think the thermal probe is probably goosed. Yeah, that 23 degrees is not realistic for liquid temperature. Your AIO liquid temperature should be somewhere between 30 and 40 degrees C. So what this might mean, it depends where it's getting its, yeah, see the fan speed, it depends if the fan and pump is probably getting its data from CPU temperature, not liquid temperature. Which makes sense. So if you click on these ones, it will actually expand them out and show you graphs.
I just want max.
Yeah, so it's getting CPU temperatures, yeah.
I just set them to performance.
Yeah. Yeah, so the liquid temperature probe, that's definitely broken. There's no way the liquid is at 24 degrees. That's not a thing. That's not happening. So the thermal probe is balked. What we probably should have done was just poked some more thermal paste into the hole before we put the probe on. This is probably easily fixable, so I'll probably do that offline because I think I can fix that.
Yeah. Changing between silent and performance makes no difference to CPU temperature.
It will take longer. So, yeah, because we're changing the speed of the pump and the fan. Well, we're changing the speed of the fans mainly for those profiles, and fan speed on an AIO takes quite a long time to show its effect, and we kind of can't tell that without seeing the liquid temperature. Because obviously the fan is changing the liquid temperature, which then in turn changes the CPU temperature.
Yeah, fine.
So yeah. How hot the tube's getting? The inlet to the block is cold. The outlet from the block has some temperature in it. It's not hot, but you can tell that there's heat in there. It certainly isn't 24 degrees. But the radiator is certainly doing its job because one tube is cold and one tube is warm, which is what it should be. We should see a temperature delta there. So there's definitely liquid flow. If both the tubes were the same temperature under load, then I'd be like, you know. Yeah. Is NZXT the only AIOs that detect liquid temps? I think the Corsair ones can do it. I haven't dailied a Corsair liquid cooler for a while though, so I haven't looked in IQ for a while. I'm 99% certain that modern Corsairs can detect liquid temperature though. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fine. CPU, it's looking for 60 degrees. It'll probably go up a bit more. We're at 1.3 volts.
Yeah, it skipped to something like 6.7 earlier.
67, do you mean?
Yeah, it skipped up to 67. So.
Yeah. That's probably just, that might be just a burst boost thing.
Yeah. Well, that's where it was sitting. Yeah. It was around that. So it's fine, but the other one is better. But
yes,
they both work.
Yeah.
Which is a substantial improvement on where they were.
Yeah. I think that's the operative here, is that the other one was performing better, but this one is working to satisfaction. Yeah. You could put this in a computer and it will do its job. That's the important thing. Yeah. I can put this in a test PC or a demo PC and and reliably know that it is going to do its job.
Yeah.
Which means it's now useful again. So we've taken 2 AIOs that were not useful and made them useful again. So yeah, fair enough. I'm surprised that they had lost that much liquid because everyone talks about AIO permeation and stuff like that. I've just never seen it actually cause a problem. Mm. So yeah, this was very interesting to me.
Unless there was some other issue.
Yeah.
And we managed to just sidestep that.
It's also interesting that it was actually very simple to refill them as well. I'm just going to grab the Corsair. Not that we're going to take it apart now. I just want to see what the cold plate looks like on it again.
Should be virtually identical. Oh, I thought you were going to grab the little 120.
No.
I thought that was the one you said.
Because this one is also balked.
Ah,
very
well.
Yeah, we've got another Corsair here that's also balked, and this one, the bottom is exactly the same. We've got the cold plate with the ring of screws around it, and 4 screws on the outer edge to take the body apart. So again, we could give this one exactly the same treatment and probably fix its performance woes. So yeah, that's kind of interesting as well. I shall probably do that off camera. So yeah,
and also get a hold of more AMD mounting.
Yes, all of the AMD mounts have gone walkabout or are in computers. I shall probably buy a couple. So the mount kits, these ones we're dealing with, these are the Acertech coolers, bench cam. So the Acertech coolers, they use a mounting ring like this. So this ring goes on the cooler, and so you have your mounting ring on the cooler. That's the back plate. Then you have some standoffs on the back plate, and then the thumb screws go down into the standoffs. So you can buy these kits on eBay for less than $10. You know, it's like £10, $10, that kind of money, and you can buy an AMD or an Intel kit for these coolers. And if you buy one, if you search for the Corsair ones. Those are the most common because Corsair water coolers are the most common. But these ones will fit these NZXT coolers we're using as well. If I grab the other one that's out. This one is actually an NZXT ring because it's in black. So that goes on... almost put my finger in that thermal paste. That goes on like so. Or this one here in the chrome, in the nickel plating, that's a Corsair one, and again the Corsair one will also fit onto this as well, like so. Bam. So you can buy Corsair mounts for an NZXT Acertech style cooler, and that will work just fine. The important thing is that you have these round style mounts. These are for the older water coolers. The modern ones use a different mounting method, and that's a completely different kettle of fish. However, for these old ones, you can find old mounts. So yeah, that's the thing you can do. Right. I'm going to grab a bit of that and just I put my finger in the thermal paste. There we go. I'm sorted. Good. Let's go back to Camlink. There we go. Right, catching up on chat. How much liquid for that cooling? Can you use distilled water? You need something with some corrosion inhibitors in it, in my opinion.
And growth inhibitors and stuff.
Yeah, because Caradog ran just pure distilled water in his custom loop. And how long did it last before it went yellow? About 6 months? Before
it went yellow?
Oh, wow.
Month?
Yeah.
Before it turned to how it was when we cleaned it out, about 9 months.
Yeah. So pure distilled water will not last. It will do its job, but you'll get growth and stuff in there. So you need to have some kind of fungal inhibitors in there. We've been topping these up with... where's the bottle? There it is. We've been topping these up with Corsair XL5 coolant. However, just for refilling an AIO, this is kind of overkill because we probably used about that much of it. What else? Is there anything you can add to? I mean, I guess you could buy.
You can get like growth inhibitor.
Yeah.
Additives to add for like open loops.
Yeah.
So you could use that.
Yeah. If you look at water cooling stuff, you can anything that you would use in a custom loop is good for these AIOs. Basically, they'll be fine because that's what we're doing here. So that is probably your best bet if you're sort of looking at this and you want to have a go.
You want to have a go, mate?
You starting? Is not antifreeze. Weed killer, don't know. Weed killer and antifreeze, I'm not sure. I've heard of using those. No idea if they actually work or not.
Postal had a bad time with antifreeze.
Oh, okay. Yeah, antifreeze. Antifreeze is a no-no. Just because it works doesn't mean it lasts. Something, Cryonaut and something liquid metal. Just because it works doesn't mean it's good long term.
Or even designed for that.
Yeah. You can use distilled water or demi water. They say it can cause corrosion. Yeah, corrosion I don't think is... corrosion happens when you're mixing metals in your loop. However, your biggest enemy is just growth. When you have warm water, you will get moss and weeds and fungus and stuff like that growing in it. Unless you can, like, you need to remove all the microbes and germs from the liquid, which obviously isn't going to happen. So
well, you'd need to hermetically seal it.
Yeah, and that. So
because
that's
getting
why
in there.
Yeah, that's why you need the growth inhibitor.
I guess the thing you could do to solve that is ensure your liquid temp got to above 100 C reasonably regularly. Because then it would kill stuff.
Yeah, that would work.
But you'd have to boil your loop.
Yeah, I think 70 degrees is the magic number because, like, in houses when you have a hot water tank, you need to make sure that the hot water reaches 60 or 70 degrees to kill Legionnaires, for example.
Yes, because we want to kill those Legionnaires.
Well, yeah, no one's actually sure if Legionnaire's disease is actually a problem in hot water tanks, but no one really wants to find out either, because the penalty is that people die of Legionnaires. So,
I was using that in the sense of we want to kill the Legionnaires, not the microbes causing the disease.
Yes, I understood that, but then I was like, no, but seriously, Legionnaires is a real thing.
Yeah, I just find it very interesting that anyway, that's a entirely different rant.
Yeah, fill the AIO with petrol.
But why?
Well, would it work though?
Yes, sure, but why?
Yes, but also no.
Because wouldn't it cause issues with the plastics?
Oh, probably would actually. Yeah, petrol will probably eat the plastics. Yeah, that'll be your issue.
I mean, that was my point. But why?
Well, I was thinking more like evaporation and
flammability.
Yeah,
and petrol just sitting around in your house, quite possibly your bedroom.
Tesco 99, mate. You get another 10 degrees off your temperature.
I entirely expect you to say, yeah, you get an extra 1.5 degrees before you get knock.
Fuel pumps are petrol cooled. Yes, but fuel pumps are also made out of plastic that can withstand petrol.
I'm also reasonably certain they're not in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Very good. Right, I think we're going to wrap up because all we're doing now is just putting this cooler back in, and we are at 3 hours and 20 minutes, so I'm not going to step on your time anymore. So I think we're going to wrap up tonight, and I'm going to order a pizza, and possibly Caradog a pizza if he wants a pizza. Do you want a pizza, Caradog, or are you good?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like a pizza.
All right, Caradog and I are going to get pizza after this. So yes.
How disappointing would English pizza be? Just a pizza called English.
What would be on an English pizza? Vindaloo.
Baked beans, probably.
Baked beans, yeah.
Some cheese.
Yeah, just a full English breakfast pizza. Would that work?
Oh no, okay, no, that would be quite good.
Yeah, full English breakfast pizza.
Maybe instead of the usual dough base, it's a Yorkshire pudding. It's actually more like a Yorkshire pudding boat, and then
I approve. Well, no, not with English breakfast though, because if it's a Yorkshire pudding, you need gravy with that, and I don't want gravy on my full English breakfast. I don't want to think about that, quite frankly. Black pudding pizza. Scottish pizza. What the hell is on a Scottish pizza?
Lager.
Deep fried Mars bar. Anyway, we're going. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. We'll be back next week with something which I'll probably think of at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning and then schedule a video for it. So yes. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
It's okay. You can wow people with your sparkling personality.
Sparkling personality. I'm not going to comment on that. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. I've had a rad time today. This went really well, I thought.
It has been rad.
Well done. No, but seriously, I thought we did pretty good today. Actually,
it has been extremely cool.
I'm not going to lie. I thought we were going to fail. I thought we were going to take things apart and then go, oh, we need to replace O-rings, or oh, we can't assemble this without replacing bits. But hey, we made 2 broken AIOs work again, and
you even soldered one of them.
Exactly. I think we did pretty good. I'm very happy with today's stream.
Well, good.
Yeah, rad. In the end, water will dissolve stuff, distilled or demi. Yeah, maybe. Oh well. Anyway,
au revoir.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. We'll see you next Saturday. If you want to see more of my sparkling personality, I will be streaming The Outer Wilds tomorrow on Twitch at twitch.tv/nethsm. I will put that in the chat now.
Or you can go like all the videos on the main channel.
Yeah. And also, yeah, we'll like all the videos and all the rest of that as well. You know the drill. Thank you, everyone. We're going. Goodbye. Stop streaming.
Au revoir. And on that bombshell, good night.